What's up, guys? I'm your host, Nikki. It's StealthShampoo stream, and I am joined here by SuperbadJuJu. Say what's up, man.
How's it going, everybody?
Thanks for coming by, dude. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Helping cast, because solo casts are unbelievably painful to do.
Oh, I imagine. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate you, giving me a shot here. See what we can do.
I should mention that SuperbadJuJu was one of the two entrants. Well, actually, there were three entrants, just so you think you can cast. One of them was my mods trolling me, and then two other ones were legitimate entries. SuperbadJuJu was in there, so I decided to give him a chance this week. Last week we had DB on the show, but DB's not a morning person, so I wanted to give him a little bit of a break and, be fair to SuperbadJuJu since he did enter. So thanks for coming by, man. We should get started in just a moment. I'm looking over here for the brackets to update. The brackets are actually live, but they are literally blank.
I see that. I keep refreshing here.
Yeah, I'm refreshing it. You see it blank? I just refreshed. It's been about 5 minutes. The brackets have been up for about 4 minutes, and they're blank for some reason, so I have no idea what's happening, but hopefully ESL gets it done. Until then, we're going to hang out with you guys. We should be casting NDG's game first, whoever they go up against.
Right on. Yeah, I'm excited to see how NDG does with the tweaks made to the roster here.
Yeah, they have half of Eyes on You, or 2/5, I should say. AmyBot is on NDG now, and Cyril, their Monster, is on NDG. And I believe Cyril will be playing Monster today as well. Legendary, I know, plays Goliath, and he's on NDG as well, but Legendary is not playing today, I believe. Or he might be playing Assault. We're going to get in a second, though. I decided to choose NDG because they don't have a super high seed like Team YP. Team YP is probably going to get matched up against, I'm going to guess, Inspector Cabot. And I wanted to choose something that might be a little bit closer of a game. I'm not sure how Inspector Cabot... I wish them well, but I'm not sure how well they'll do against Team YP, who has won literally more than half of the Go Force.
Well, it'll be one hell of an experience, I mean, when I played for the Xenomorphs, we had our team, we went into it. It wasn't a matter of trying to get wins, per se. It's just learn something.
Yeah, try to get experience. That's what we're all here for, but... Yeah, I'm not too familiar, SuperbadJuJu, with your competitive experience, so you want to go over that for a second while I shut that door behind me? Go ahead.
Absolutely. Basically, I have minor competitive experience. I playing Evolve, doing some pubs, met up with a few people, and we basically... I joined in on a team that had a bunch of people who'd stopped playing called the Xenomorphs, and unfortunately, we had a lot of trouble getting off the ground. Basically, a lot of people just weren't showing up for practice when we needed them. Every game was a nightmare of trying to track down subs and switching roles and everything, but it was fun. It was a good experience just to get into it and play against some really good teams.
Yeah, and I very, very, very rarely play competitively. I do scrim a lot with competitive guys on PS4, but I played for DTP in the community tournament. They took second place. Deploy the pitcher on PS4. They have the most wins on PS4. So that's awesome. I'm pretty happy for slapping those dudes together and forming that team. Let's see how the brackets are going over here.
Still no luck on my end. Oh,
there we go. They just went live. So we have coming up first, ladies and gentlemen, in the semis. I believe there was a team that dropped out. There are 5 teams registered, but I only see 4 teams on the roster. So we have Team YP versus Inspector Cabot, like I said, in the upper bracket. And in the lower bracket, I like to take the lower bracket game to start things off because I think they'll be a little closer. JSMS and Endurance Gaming. If you guys were watching TGL yesterday, JSMS did excellent against Aurora Symphony, but just wasn't close enough. They couldn't save Jesus. So Aurora Symphony managed to take home that game with literally 52 points of health left. 52. That's a Kyra napalm nade and a half.
Oh yeah. Especially now that they're buffed,
Yeah.
45 direct damage.
Yeah, instead of 35. But Team Potato Aim is actually out. Team Potato Aim was the one who didn't come in today. I knew one team wouldn't actually play today, and that is Team Potato Aim. So we do have Inspector Cabot once again versus Team YP in the upper bracket and JSMS versus NDG in the lower bracket. I'm going to cast NDG's Hunter Squad versus JSMS's Monster. And we're going to get into that in just a moment, just giving the teams a moment to set up. But welcome, everyone. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. I do have a ton of codes left. DB Sinclair gave me, let's see, I ended up with 11 Xbox One codes, 10 PS4 codes, and 10 PC codes last week, and I think I gave out 5 at the most of them last week. So we have a ton of codes left for the platform of your choice. I'll be giving those away a little bit later on in the stream. Until then, we are going to get
have we confirmed JSMS? Are they actually going to make it? Because I was told originally that they weren't.
Yeah, so we heard from Minnie that JSMS wasn't playing today, so that's a little weird. We're going to figure out what's going on there.
Basically,
want to join.
Yeah, I guess they had told Minnie that they were down to play, and I just spoke with him, and he said that they contacted him and said they weren't down to play right after he signed up. He doesn't know why either.
Alright, well hopefully JSMS shows up. We're going to see what goes on that front. Yeah, AmyBot's just setting up the game for me right now. What's up everyone in the chat though? Thank you guys for dropping by. I'm going to get those codes out there for you in just a little bit as we wait for the teams to set up. What I try to do is when Dan did go for Evolve, there was a lot of sitting around and breaks and listening to Monster Cat. So what I want to try to do now is just have a dialogue and hang out with you guys between matches, so we're not all sitting here staring at Dan's BRB screen. And I actually made a different BRB screen because I can't stand staring at that thing anymore.
Keeping it fresh.
Right now, SuperbadJuJu, on Evolve, what are you playing? What class? What monster? What are you rocking?
You know, I'm primarily a monster player. I got into hunter play back when we were fiddling around with, being in the competitive scene and everything. But I'm a monster player through and through. I love the adrenaline rush you get. Lately, I've been trying to figure out the secrets of the Gorgon. And my opinion on the Gorgon's kind of swaying back and forth. But at the end of the day, I think that the Gorgon is pretty balanced. I'd say more to the underpowered side, but definitely viable, definitely fun to play. And I love that it's really required me to switch my play style up.
Yeah, Gorgon is a completely different monster than any. Of course, all the monsters are pretty unique, but one thing that a lot of Gorgon players need to start taking advantage of is that super powerful wall pounce while in mid-combat. We see Krakens do that all the time in competitive play. Kraken's got the fast crouch and then latches onto a hunter, and that disables that hunter for a short duration, while their team obviously has to shoot them off. The Gorgon's got the same thing, except you have to do it off of a wall, so it becomes a lot trickier from a good height. But the initial damage when you come in with that pounce is ridiculous. Even if they shoot you off immediately, you've taken off a solid 40% of their health if you're jumping from a really high position.
Yeah, it's around 650, I believe, is the damage cap you get from that wall launch. So and the thing is it's really essential to use because a lot of Gorgon players, they're not using Mimic right now for various reasons. And so the Gorgon doesn't have any spike damage. It's all damage over time. So that wall pounce, utilizing that, gives you that spike damage that you're going to need against good teams.
Yeah, and of course, the Gorgon's Mimic, like you said, not being used too much. The monster player I most respect on PS4, I'd say the top monster player, B-Wood, runs no Mimic on his Gorgon. He hits stage 3, he puts 3 points to everything else, and absolutely no Mimic. I really liked Mimic back when I played at TRS, but I wasn't playing against ESL players. So we'll have to see if Gorgon... Well, actually, no, Gorgon should still be banned in ESL, so I scratched that.
I do believe.
Gorgon is also not available in TGL. And speaking of TGL, I'm not sure. AmyBot's slightly hungover today, and I want to give her a shout-out because AmyBot just subscribed to the stream. She's busy doing picks and bans right now, so she can't hear me thanking her right now. But I'm going to personally thank her after the stream. Thanks for the sub, AmyBot. I really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting the stream. And I just got word from her. She is slightly drunk, but that's all right. You got to spend your Saturday nights partying up. It is Sunday morning. And AmyBot is saying she's doing bans right now. I think she might mean TGL bans because JSMS and NDG are both familiar with the TGL picks and ban system. So I think on this side they might be doing it. So in that case, I'm going to break that down for you guys. I like that. I like that the TGL, they did this last week also, is leaking into ESL because people like the picks and ban system a lot. Do you know much of the pick and ban system? SuperbadJuJu, have you heard of it?
Yeah, absolutely. And prior to TGL, we saw a lot of gentlemen's agreements in the ESL where it's like, okay, no Sunny, we'll all agree to this or stuff like that. And I think by bringing the ban system in, where the hunters get a chance to ban a monster and the monster players able to ban some hunters, I think it'll really shake things up and keep it fresh. My only concern is that we're going to land on a new meta, so I hope they continue to you know, try different things, try different bans.
Yeah, that's why the TGL system was put together, is because it's ever countering itself. You know, oh, well, Griffin had 100% ban rate when TGL first came out. Now everyone's banning Crow for the stealth, for the purposes of stealth just yesterday. And, excuse me, I just got word from AmyBot that they're banning maps and not doing TGL just yet, but they might. I saw Team YP and TPA did it in the finals of ESL last week, so maybe we'll see it a bit later. Alright, so I did just get word, actually, JSMS are playing with a sub.
Okay. That's great. That's really great. JSMS, you know, there's a lot of new guys in there who are newer to the scene, and I'm really impressed with the gameplay they've been putting together. Fun fact, Mini used to be on our competitive team back when he... Yeah, we actually had him on our team back before he hit level 40. We kind of brought him in, and we're trying to show him the ropes, and he's really gone a long way since then. I feel bad yesterday because of his shield situation. I guess he was telling me that lag contributed to that.
Oh yeah, of course. Lag with Hank's shield projector can be the difference between life and death. You can have a fully charged shield, completely ready to go, put it on and they're down because lag. So that is a little bit unfortunate. But you know, we have European players, we have some American players. I know Source is an American player playing with pretty much all Europeans. I believe all of the other Team YP hunters are all European. So that's going to cause, of course, a little bit of lag playing across the Atlantic Ocean. But I did just get word that, yeah, JSMS are playing with a sub. Red Panda is doing, or excuse me, not Red Panda. AmyBot and Red Panda, actually, they're on the same team now. Whoa, I just realized that. AmyBot and Red Panda, my two favorite ladies in the Evolve scene, and I think the only two ladies in the competitive Evolve scene right now, are now on the same team. AmyBot used to play for Eyes on You, and Red Panda is rocking it on NDG. Now they're both on the same team because Eyes on You split apart. Riku's going on to do other things, and Cyril and AmyBot went over to NDG to hang out with Red Panda and, let's see, Coddle and Cyril. Well, Cyril's also from NDG.
Got a good dynamic duo there. I wonder, you know, they get a few more. They get, what was it, the equal opportunity achievement you get for...
oh, yeah, that's right.
playing?
No, it's, AmyBot and Red Panda are the grills, and then we have the two others. And then, bam, equal opportunity. You got the trophy in real life.
Boom!
That's pretty awesome. And then there, let's see, so we have Coddle, AmyBot, Red Panda, and I'm not sure who their last player is, because Legendary usually plays Assault for NDG. Oh, and here we go, we're getting the invites into the match right now. We'll find out who they are in a moment.
So do you think we'll see a lot more Parnell after his tweaks?
Parnell, so I talked to Brill about Parnell right before the patch was actually released. I almost said I released the patch. I don't release the patches. But Red Panda, or not Red Panda, Red Panda plays Medic. Legendary, we'd have to ask. That'd be the dude to ask for Assault tips and tricks. But what they changed about Parnell is, I believe... Now, this is what Brill told me, and it differs slightly from the patch notes, so I'm not sure which is true. The rockets now have a larger explosion radius if it passes up the monster. So let's say you're shooting the rockets at a flying Kraken and it just barely whiffs past its tentacle. It still should explode and do good damage is what Brill told me. I'm not sure if I see that in the patch notes. And the rocket launcher, let's see. Oh, doesn't have knockback. That was the other change.
Yep. It has the minimum radius, the maximum radius. They're both, I believe, a meter larger. The lack of knockback is huge because before, you know, you're fighting a monster up close and some people, they didn't want to get that knockback, so they sit there and wait for the shotgun to reload. Now you can make use of that reload.
Of course, you can fire off a rocket before your shotgun finishes reloading because that's how hot swap works. And with the rocket launcher on ready while your shotgun is reloading, that's always going to be helpful to fire at the monster. What used to happen is, does it have knockback still? I know it doesn't have tumble.
Nope. No knockback at all. But
Right,
it's interesting. The patch notes say no knockback in multiplayer. I haven't checked to see if it's still in single player.
I don't know if solo is going to be any... If the solo meta needs to be balanced because Hankbot is too OP. I've seen Hankbot shield 2 people at once. I've seen Goliath pick up a rock while he was jumping. Goliath bot. So maybe we have to balance the solo offline meta a little bit differently than we do online. Alright, we're just getting into the match.
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of people, and it's funny to hear different opinions on the bots. Like, I've known some people who think that, if you crank the bot difficulty up offline, that the bots are too strong, and it's just funny to see how people handle them. Like, for instance, like people who sneak hate the bots because no matter where you are, the bots are going to see you. You'll be hiding up above, and the bots just aim straight up and take you out.
Of course, bots. Sometimes incredibly powerful, and also sometimes incredibly derpy. We saw Daisy yesterday just completely whiff the monster by 300 meters. And I'm not exaggerating. Actually, 300 meters. Daisy just completely whiffed the monster player.
Minnie actually messaged me, right during the match. She's like, "What the heck was Daisy doing?" Once they discovered
Daisy derps up pretty hard sometimes. One thing I learned about Daisy is she follows the monster's most recent high-profile footprint. So, high-profile footprints are obviously when the monster's walking. Then those will have, let's say, 500 points worth of value. While when the monster's sneaking, he'll still leave footprints as far as the game's concerned. I'm using air quotes right now. Footprints, but those will have a value of, say, 100. And as the game goes on, the value of the footprints decreases. So if you leave super loud footprints, then that'll be 500, and then a second will go by, and it'll be 499, etc., keep going down. Whereas the stealth footprints will be worth 100. So he'll just basically, Daisy will follow the highest value footprint. Whether or not that's a stealth footprint, which is why Daisy can sometimes detect stealth monsters when she's not derping across the map.
And you see a lot of monsters kind of abuse this by going in and out of water to sort of mess with Daisy a bit because it causes her to reset.
All right, and I have just got word from not Cyril. I'm still getting them mixed up. Coddle. I have just got word from Coddle because I am dumb. The roster has been completely overhauled, so I'm super confused. I'm going off of old NDG, but AmyBot, Red Panda, Fresh, and Dami are the hunters, and Cyril is the monster, and Coddle is now coaching. So I'm just all over the place because they added Eyes on You players. Coddle is now coaching, but at least Red Panda's still there. And Red Panda rocking it on the medic. That's one thing that's always remained consistent with NDG, but I got it right this time. I'm sorry that I have not been kept in the loop with these insane changes that have been happening with NDG. Cyril is rocking the monster on NDG. I believe Tattle will be casting that side, and I'm going to be running with AmyBot, Red Panda, Fresh, and Dami on the Hunters. So let's see how they do. I'll be getting updates from Tattle on the other side as far as their points go. The maps have been picked, ladies and gentlemen. As far as I know, right now, it's 0-0 in this first series. Tattle is casting the other side, so I'm going to have to keep in touch with him to figure out what's going on the other side. But the maps are Orbital Drill, Fusion Plant, and the tiebreaker is Armory. The picks are going to be standard ESL picks, unless I hear otherwise from NDG. Let's grab Observer Mode, because sometimes if I don't grab that, that glitches up.
Sure, so they've decided not to run with the ESL bands?
They're running with ESL picks. The TGL
rather.
Picks are...
Yes.
That might be later. We saw TPA and YP actually do that last week, which is pretty interesting. Alright, we're going to start here, ladies and gentlemen, finally, with the cast. Sorry about it taking 22 minutes longer than it should have, because, unfortunately, the brackets were literally blank when we started things up here. But allow me to get the scoreboard adjusted for the teams that are playing today. I wish they'd let me know in advance. But we have NDG on the Hunters, and then we have... Is that Deanimate on the Monster? It was a million meows among the clouds again.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
How do you abbreviate a million meows? I'm just gonna say meows. He's gonna be meows for today. He has to be meows.
It's official.
Deanimate. Alright, hopping into the first match here. We're playing Orbital Drill. The first map also available in TGL because it is super fair, as we've discussed with many other competitive players, and with a lot of devs, with casters. We've decided Orbital Drill in TGL is one of the fairest first maps to play, and it looks like we're seeing that here in ESL as well. Starting things off, let's see who we got for the picks. Once again, we do have the Hunters of NDG going up against the Monster of JSMS, which... What does that stand for, by the way, again, Matthew?
I can't pronounce the word, but it's French, and it directly translates to "not without my sausage." Yeah, many... told me about it, and I kind of I've been confused by it, but that's not without my sausage. And if you look at their logo on their ESL page, it's a little sausage being sliced.
I'm not without my sausage, JSMS. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the French version of their name.
Yeah, I'm notorious for butchering French words. I am too.
Yeah. Well, DB, I think DB did it correctly last week. I'm not sure if he's taken any French classes.
Really? You should get an award for that.
For speaking French. Hop into the first match. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for dropping by the StealthShampoo stream. We're finally getting into it. Let me kill to music. We do have NDG going up against JSMS here in the lower bracket, and in the upper bracket, we have Team YP going up against Inspector Cabot. TPA was actually the team to have dropped out this week. I knew one of the teams was going to drop out, and it looks like TPA did not sign up. So Team YP versus Inspector Cabot is happening on the upper bracket, and JSMS is going up against Endurance Gaming right now. On your screen, we have a million meows among the clouds. I believe that's Deanimate once again.
I do believe, yes, yeah.
And I am actually not playing support. That is a visual glitch that you guys are seeing in Observer Mode. Don't worry, I'll have Observer Mode coming up in a moment. But Red Panda is rocking Val, and we have Amy Bot on Trapper. Fresh is rocking Assault.
I do believe it's now Hangover.
Yeah,
Bot.
Hangover Bot. Amy Bot was telling me she was either drinking last night or playing Fallout 4.
Or both. Could have been both.
Could have been both, yeah. Not a bad combination. I know you've been probably rocking some Fallout 4 based off of that little... Let me show it to the chat just one more time.
Oh, yeah.
The Fallout 4 cutout got right there. That looks pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah, my wife got me the hookup. She works at Best Buy, so she gets to steal all those. I have one for Far Cry, various games.
All right, we're hopping in here. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, the match is starting. Sorry for the delay. The brackets were a little derpy today, but we do have Deanimate here on the Goliath. He is mainly a Goliath player, so no surprise that he's bringing that in. We have the NDG Hunter Squad deploying, and they should be hitting the ground in just a moment. Red Panda on Medic, Fresh on Lenny. We have Val, Lenny, Sunny, and Maggie. Interesting team comp here. What do you think right now, SuperbadJuJu, this team comp?
You know, it's the harpoons are devastating right now, I think, especially with the increased range that Maggie has on them. It's you know, she's missing those extra two, but I think Maggie still has phenomenal CC right now. Sunny, you know, it's Sunny. She's going to be boosting Val right up, and you know, the boosting Val to get those tranks in is going to make it tough for Goliath. It's going to make it tough for Deanimate here.
Yeah, we're usually seeing Val, Sunny, Griffin, but Amy Bot I know really prefers Maggie, so I think that's a more personal choice on Amy Bot's part, who is playing Maggie instead of Griffin in this team comp. We do have Lenny going up against the Goliath, both of which are close-range brawlers, so we're going to have some fist-to-fist action going on right here, but Amy Bot first has to dome the monster, who is 200 meters away over on the west side of the map. I'm not sure if Daisy's going to derp out and completely go the wrong direction like she did yesterday, but looks like she's working on it. We have about half feed right now on Deanimate, but he is pretty far away from the hunter, so he can take his time. Doesn't want to alert those birds, and he totally just did. That's going to immediately get the hunters on his tail.
Looks like he's going loud now, you know. No concern for the sneaking.
Yeah, I think that was completely on accident. He did a great job sneaking, and if he didn't alert those birds right there, he may have been completely fine in terms of juking the hunter and maybe even getting a clean stage 2, but right now they know exactly where he is. Looks like Amy Bot is a solid 100 meters-ish away, and this is a good position right here. She's playing goalie, as I like to call it, right here, more centered on the map, not committing to one side of this rock right here or the other, and sending the Assault in Fresh to scout the area and figure out where Deanimate has gone. If she just jetpacks right past this tree right now, she can throw the dome and absolutely catch him. But she's going to want to catch a nice dome right here because you do have that cave. You could cause a couple loops, which wouldn't be fun. Boost out from Sunny. Amy Bot going in for it. She's going to mazzle. She throws it right now, and she doesn't throw it.
Probably trying to avoid throwing a dome where the building would be in there and giving a loop for the monster to run around.
Yeah, exactly. And right there, she wanted the dome. That wouldn't have been a bad place to throw it. You would have got a lot of water in there, but the monster would have had a harder time mitigating down there. Unfortunately, she was just 5 meters off and decided not to throw it. If she did, it would have missed, and that would have put the dome on a 70-second cooldown, effectively giving Deanimate here a free stage 2. And he is full armor, full health, and ready to stage.
It looks like he might try and stage up in the caves up top.
Yeah, he might be moving up past that facility in the northern part of the map. AmyBot cutting around right here. They know which way Deanimate is going. I believe you guys call this the Cyril Raceway on PC right here because of the runarounds you got going on.
Yes, sir.
I actually didn't know that. Yep. But hopping in here, we do have a Goliath hopping across towards the back of the map. And we might see a dome here in a moment. If he tries to stage, he's almost certainly going to get caught. He's only 65 meters away.
That's the nice thing right now with the way they've changed the armor on Evolve. I feel much safer as a monster player. I feel much safer going for those more blatant Evolves, you know?
Yeah, nowadays I'm playing Trapper for my team, but I used to play a ton of Monster. And, unfortunately, might be a loop right here. I felt that loop before she threw the dome.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a little bit more difficult for Lenny, who has to get up close to the monster to punch him. Going to be a little hard for Lenny to do damage. Ooh, Daisy taking a lot of heat, though. Daisy might need some med gun. Daisy goes down. Daisy dies, you all die. And Fresh needs to put the heat on Deanimate. Finally tore through his 20% armor on Evolve. Now we're going to see some permanent health damage. Fire going out on Domi, trying to guard the Daisy down. He doesn't want Daisy up so he can sneak around the map a bit more safely. Going in for the leap. AmyBot in a little bit of trouble, but the harpoons are available for her to retreat back to. Oh, a nice Thunder Smash coupled with the harpoon right there. That was beautiful.
Put him and smash him. Put him and smash him.
I like it.
Dunk contest right now with Lennox, it looks like.
Lenny rocking about 2 health bars of damage on the monster. I'm going to predict about 3 bars of health damage on the dome down right here. Right as the monster leaves, it might be able to chip 2 down.
Yep,
Red Panda's going to have
those weak spots right now.
Oh yeah, Red Panda, I heard at Poland, putting weak spots all over the monster and really helping out her team do extra damage. I believe the multiplier is now 1.9, and that's all thanks to Red Panda doing way too much damage with that sniper rifle. No, I'm kidding. But she might have been a factor, let's be honest. Trank in the Goliath. He's slowed. That's not looking too good for him. He's going to have to try to break line of sight here. He has no armor, so... I was actually completely right. That's exactly 3 bars of health damage. Get away, Deanimate!
Looks like your psychic powers are intact for this match.
Oh yeah, they usually are. But let's see what the perks are now that the game has gone on for a minute here. For Monster, we have movement speed. What do you think about that on Goliath, SuperbadJuJu? I know you're playing a bit more Monster than I am nowadays.
Yeah, honestly, lately I've been shying away from movement speed personally, just because Val has a way of completely negating that, and Val's been a popular pick lately. That said, if you're good at juking the tranks, and the trank duration was just lowered from, what was it, 8 to 6, correct?
Yeah,
so, I mean, it might not be the worst thing now. Personally, I'm more of a traversal guy, but in combat, I think the movement speed can really help you close the gap to get that damage in.
Yeah, especially with Goliath, who has to get up close with all of his abilities except Rock Smash. Or Rock Smash. Rock Throw. I'm thinking Pokemon once again. Every cast I do, I somehow reference Pokemon, whether on accident or on purpose. And Rock Throw, of course, is Goliath's only truly ranged ability.
Looks like they're going back and forth right now, trying to see which way Deanimate's going to come out here.
Yeah, I saw AmyBot right there. You just had AmyBot cam going on, running back and forth around Cyril Raceway. And we do have some birds while Deanimate feeds up on a solid 3 meat here. And he is going to be ready for combat. Ooh, looks like Daisy's just dropping back in. I almost completely forgot about the fact that Daisy can literally come back from the dead.
He's coming in for the airdrop snacks right now.
AmyBot's actually pretty far away right now. She actually decided to jump over this facility right here, which is going to take her a lot of jetpack and a lot of time, which gave Deanimate a solid amount of distance. But Domi is going to make up for that, who I believe is drunk, can confirm from Fallout 4. Domi was playing Fallout 4 and is indeed drunk off of it right now. Has really been enjoying that game.
I think AmyBot should be able to get a dome before he crosses over here.
Yeah, Deanimate just chilling around the rock right up ahead. Now, before we get into combat here, some of the other perks, we do have Jetpack Recharge on Lenny, Damage Resist on Red Panda, Reload on Domi, and Movement on AmyBot. These are no perks that I'm surprised about whatsoever. Did they make the cat? No, they did! Yeah, the Mazzle!
What? Whoa! Whoa!
Did he phase out of that?
Yeah, it looked like he was in it on my screen, and then he just walked out of it.
Yeah, I thought he just scratched his face against it, but apparently we did get a miss.
No dome can contain him, I guess.
And the pings aren't actually looking too bad right now, actually. These guys all might be European players. I know Red Panda and AmyBot are absolutely European players. I'm actually not sure of where the rest of them live, because I'm not tracking down these people's houses.
You don't have that secret Rolodex of all the players?
No, but I do want to steal Chloe's book of... Well, actually, she hasn't updated that book for quite a while. But back at the Proving Grounds in June, Chloe was sitting down, watching competitive players play, and just frantically writing notes in this little book about them.
I'm not going to lie. I might be doing that right now.
Oh, yeah, that's... So, for those of you guys who couldn't just see SuperbadJuJu, I can see him. He just held up like 2 notepads, and he's absolutely taking notes, something that I don't do whatsoever, and just kind of left to Dan to remember everything. Going in for the sneak pounce, Deanimate is ready to hit stage 3, and he's full armor, full energy, so no reason he needed to kill that mammoth bird other than take one more hostile and dangerous wildlife off of Sheer.
It looks like he's going to be able to get this evolve without getting a dome down on him.
Let's see how far AmyBot is right about now. She does have the dome in hand, and she can catch him. She's less than 50 meters away and closing.
Oh.
She is ready to make the catch, but this is going to cause an insane super loop right here. She does not want to deal with that. 3 rock, 3 leap, and 1 flame. Good job holding the dome right there for AmyBot for just a second. This is a much, much better area. That's beautiful.
Absolutely. You got the little pool in the middle. You can go in and douse your flames.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think of that. Although not the cleanest water to douse your flames in. But, ooh, nice dodge right there by Fresh. Juking the rock. And Deanimate's armor is almost gone. Now we're truly going to see some health damage right here. Not a lot of room for him to mitigate. And his armor is already gone. Now, he does have a pretty big health pool, but doesn't want to get that torn through.
Looking for that loop back there. He took a bit of damage. Looks like he was investigating to see if he had a safe spot.
Looks like we do have a Venom Hound or a Megamouth back there that Dami just got caught in for a split second. And 1 feed right here by Deanimate. Just chilling over here in the corner, trying to mitigate damage. He's absolutely not committing at this point, trying to run the dome down. Staying away from Lenny. Lenny's having a hard time doing damage with Deanimate staying behind cover. And she can't get up there with the Plasma Lance.
Well, interesting thing about the Plasma Lance that it looked like she was trying to do. The Plasma Lance, you can hit through objects. You can cover a few meters, you know?
Including
so
Bob's
if you got a
Rockwall.
Goliath hiding behind something, you can usually get a little bit of chip.
Yeah, and when Bob uses rock wall, you got 3 points of rock wall and someone's pounced behind it, just punch right through that rock wall and do a serious amount of heat. And not to mention save your teammate. Looks like Deanimate is going in for the feed now. He's going to have to get full armor, full health before he goes in on this Hunter squad. I don't know what you think, dude, but I would give a slight advantage to the Hunters right now, although I've seen monsters hit stage 3 with way less health than Deanimate has right now, so I don't think he's in too bad of a position.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I personally feel, as Goliath, this map presents a tough relay fight. I would like to see Deanimate get 1 or 2 strikes going into that. I think that would really help his case.
And this is the spot that screws Goliaths on this map. You do have that rock right here, which Hunters kite around, which Goliaths have an insanely hard time getting about. Not to mention AimBot's harpoons are also going to be slowing him down a bit. So this area right here in particular, when you're fighting Goliaths, is a great spot to take them down in. And we do have most of this Goliath's health intact. I've seen monsters, like I said, hit stage 3 with way less health. Anytime you make it to stage 3 in ESL as a monster with more than half of your health, I think you're actually looking pretty good, despite the fact that he only has 1 down penalty on Daisy. Not looking too bad whatsoever. He did a good job mitigating and feeding quickly, but now it's all up to the relay fight. Let's see how he decides to approach combat. Who do you think in this fight, SuperbadJuJu, he's going to take down first?
Honestly, I really think it depends who he's able to engage on right now. But personally, if I were going into it, I'd probably try and take down Sunny first.
I agree.
I play a bit differently. Most people, I think, would go for Medic. I personally want Sunny out of the fight, especially if they have a Lennox they can be boosting up onto.
Now, one thing a keen monster player will pick up on is that Red Panda, even if you weren't in observer mode and could see the perks, you can tell Red Panda has damage resistance because, well, obviously she's not going to be taking as much damage. Rock going out! Oh, that was close. She would have gone down right there if that connected to her forehead. We need another shield drone down, and it is up and recharged, but like you said, Sunny goes down first. And Sunny dies, Red Panda is sure to follow. They're going to need to get that res. Daisy can go in and try to sneak in a quick pickup if she's quick, but Daisy, unfortunately, down as well. Someone's going to have to get Sunny up, or this is going to be a hard fight. They haven't even broken his armor yet. Red Panda doing her best.
Like it's going to be in Deanimate's favor here. With Sunny down, they're going to have trouble keeping up with the monster. They're not going to be able to boost people out of the way of harm here. It looks like Deanimate's playing it safe, though, right now.
Yeah, he's actually deciding to mitigate. What did he give up there? About a bar? Half a bar?
Yeah, about a bar he gave up.
Gave out about half a bar of health right there for an elimination of Sunny. And Lenny right there. Lenny got caught greatly out of position. No shield drone to help her out. And no one to shoot the monster off first. So Lenny down in the Thunderchild right now. But we do have Amy Bot over there firing away with that machine pistol, hitting Val's marks. And at this point, I think lowering the dome might not be such a bad idea, Amy Bot. It's only the medic left and Amy Bot.
Yeah, this is the point where you drop it and split if you want to try and drag it out a bit longer.
Yeah, of course. They're going to come back with down penalties, but they did do about 2 bars of health damage in that dome. Red Panda is going to do her best to try to kite the monster for as long as possible so that Amy Bot can get as far away as possible and to delay the monster's damage on the relay. Great jukes right there. I never thought to juke around this area when you're in trouble after fighting up ahead of the relay, but we do have Red Panda down. That means the power relay is going to be vulnerable, and Amy Bot's going to have to be the one to save it, and she doesn't have a cloak.
No.
Reverse dome's also a thing of the past.
That last dome is very interesting. I feel like Deanimate could have committed and finished it right there. I'm curious why they chose to mitigate after getting Sunny down.
Yeah, you did still have Lenny on the board, and I've seen Lenny in the blink of an eye and I'm in observer mode. My job is to observe and pay attention, and sometimes I don't even notice the fact that Goliath just lost 4 bars of health in 5 seconds because of Lenny's 4-stack. Lenny can do some sneaky, fast, hard damage. And this power relay is not looking too hot.
Yeah, that's the thing with Lenny. You got to always remember to just keep resetting her, turn around and hit her. Fire damage will not do it. You got to make a conscious effort to turn around and smack her. And with the changes to the way that attacks go, it targets who you're targeting now. So you won't do that automatic turn around and hit if she's on you.
Exactly. And Daisy, wait a minute! He completely forgot about Daisy! What in the world? The Daisy clutch! So he killed the trapper after.
Yeah.
After the dropship. And Daisy just got the pickup like whatever. And now Amy Bot's got to go for the save quickly.
Daisy's making up for her poor performance yesterday with JSMS.
Exactly, and Daisy also has 2 strikes, so she did go down earlier and wasn't able to track for the team, but now she's able to help out. And Deanimate, complete mistake right there, could have eliminated Amy Bot from the game, eliminated CC, a little bit extra damage, because Maggie, of course, has some great damage with her machine pistol, and eliminate the dome, and, of course, send her back to the dropship to warm that up. But the reason he eliminates Maggie after the dropship is so that Maggie has to make the next dropship. Well, Daisy got the pickup, so Amy Bot's not going to the dropship at all. She's back in the fight and ready to go. We have a Deanimate here, full armor, half health, and 1 down penalty on all the hunters with 2 on Daisy. I'd still say this is about an even fight. Thing is, Dami went down in that last confrontation, the 2nd dome of the game, just a little bit too quickly. Actually, I should say 3rd dome of the game. He went down pretty quickly back there, and he has 1 down penalty now, so he has to keep himself alive longer so the team doesn't fall apart as quickly. But if that happens, he might not be looking so bad. Great harpoons right there to start things off. But the leap right there from Fresh doesn't quite connect solidly. Leap going in on Val. Val's looking a little bit hurt right now. We're going to need a boost and a shield drone going out on Val. If Val goes down right now, that was a great mid-air rock. What in the world? She is gone. She is literally out of here.
Just knocked her right out of the park.
So they were fighting over on the other side of the relay, and because Red Panda got hit by that rock so hard, they are now fighting on the complete... another Mazzle.
Don't miss, come down.
The plays are being made and not made here in ESL Cup number 37, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot believe what has happened so far. Neither side is playing 100% clean right now.
It looks like Deanimate's just playing very, very defensively, which, it's not something you see often, I think. I think you see a lot of people go for the clutches, go for the aggressive wins.
Yeah, that's definitely the Source play style. Source is just going to go at it. Is it going to come down on the wire? Source is going to go at it and fight, even though he could go safely, get armor, and come back. But Deanimate here really playing safe and going to get armor quite a bit. That power relay is making a lot of noise right now. Oh, and the rock going out to the shield drone does not connect. Flames going out. Without Red Panda alive, the team has no healing whatsoever. No one has health regen, so we are taking permanent health damage.
And he's not messing around. He took Daisy down this time. No more Daisy shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. I am not kidding when I say Daisy is really powerful. People think I'm joking sometimes. Daisy almost clutch game for the team right now. Dami is low and cloaked right now. He's going to try to escape. Somehow dodges that flamethrower. How in the world did he just do that? Rock going out and did not actually connect with Dami. That wasn't actually thrown at him. Sunny going out with the nukes right now, helping out with the Sunny Challenge this weekend, but it looks like she's going to go down. And that's going to be a win for Deanimate. Congratulations to him. Taking home the victory. That was a very, very back and forth fight to start things off here. Just completely left and right. Monster side, Hunter side, dome dodges, crazy daisy reses. That was an awesome game right there.
Absolutely, absolutely agreed. And I gotta say, you know, it was one of those games that you couldn't call it early. It was just back and forth right until the end.
I'm going to get the score updated for you guys. I haven't heard what's going on the other side, but as soon as I do, I will update you guys. If any of you pro players in the chat, by the way, and want to update me, instead of saying it in Twitch chat, if you want to send it to me on Steam, that would be greatly helpful. But anyway, right now the current score is 1-0. The current score is 1-0 in favor of JSMS. NDG is on the Hunter side right now. And they did solidly as well. That game by no means was a shutout. And we get into the next match in just a moment. We are going to continue following this side, and the next map will be Fusion Plant. I don't think I've seen Fusion Plant in a while.
No, I don't believe either. I don't believe either. But no, I was pleased with Deanimate's play there. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Deanimate might be a sub.
I'm not completely sure on that. Well, I'll have to ask one of the players.
Yeah, because I'm not
sure what team Deanimate plays for.
Yeah. But no, I've really been pleased with JSMS as one of the newer teams on the scene. They've provided some unique play that you don't expect it.
Some clutch plays as well. All right, we're going to get into the next match in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give the teams a moment to sign up. But I want to start a tradition here on the StealthShampoo stream called Positivity Raids. And last week, everyone sent Shane a nice message on the Twitters, and I know she really appreciated that. And right now, we're going to Positivity Raid Tara. So for your chance to win you guys should just do this anyway. For the sake of being nice, not for the sake of a code. But I'm going to give you a code if you do this anyway, because I have literally more codes than I know what to do with right now. We have PC, Xbox One, PS4, Hunting Season 2 passes. That includes Lenny, that includes Jack, that includes the Gorgon, and the unreleased Medic and Support. All of them on your choice of platform, not just Xbox One. We have Xbox One codes, PC codes, and PS4 codes. So you guys, do me a favor. Here's what you got to do. Tweet at Lady Aupair, LADIAUPAIR. She is going out for a run today. She's actually been telling me about this for a while. She's going out for a half marathon, and Tara is not the most enthused about her marathon. She's not very happy about this. Jess apparently was talking to another one of her developer friends, and Jess said, "Hey, yeah, Tara and I are coming out to do this marathon with you." And Tara was like, "What?" So now she has to run a marathon because Jess said so. And I know Tara is going to be very, very tired on Tuesday during the share stream. So tweet at her, tell her to run Tara run, or tell her good luck in her marathon, or just tell her to not die. Generally, tweet at Lady Aupair. Be sure to tag me in it as well so I can see you, and I'll send you. I'll randomly select one person to get a Hunting Season 2 pass. Let's get a hashtag in there as well so I can F3 it and look. Run Tara run. So let's do this. Include 3 things in your tweet. At StealthShampoo, hashtag Run Tara Run. That's RUN Tara, TARA, then run Tara. You know how to spell run. At Lady Aupair, at StealthShampoo, hashtag Run Tara Run, and give her a motivational comment for her marathon, which she is running right now. And I'm going to randomly select one of you guys to win the Gorgon / Lenny / Jack / Hunting Season 2 DLC. You can choose. I'll DM you. Be sure when I tell you that you win, be sure to DM me whether you want PS4, PC, or Xbox One. Be sure you follow me on Twitter as well so that I can DM you back your code. I don't want to tweet your code at you, obviously, because someone is just going to steal that. So be sure you follow me on Twitter so I can DM you your code. And yeah, go tweet at Lady Aupair, at StealthShampoo, hashtag Run Tara Run. You're going to have to spell Tara correctly because I'm going to F3 it and randomly select someone. So get over there if you guys want to win, and I will give out the code at the end of the stream. So you have until then. Go ahead. Give her motivation.
I wanted to confirm, by the way, Deanimate is a permanent member of JSMS. They are a permanent member now.
Yeah, JSMS has only been playing for the past 3 weeks, so I'm not entirely sure of their whole roster. But Deanimate, this is another Goliath team right here. Legendary is now playing Assault, so I think this is the only Goliath team now. Legendary is on Assault for NDG.
I gotta be honest, I'm glad to see Goliath returning to competitive play.
Yeah.
He's just one of those monsters that to watch him is a very visceral experience. You know, it's not a ranged monster bombing down on people. It's just up close, brutal slugfests, and I think that makes for great watching.
I just dropped it in the chat for you guys. Twitter.com/LadyOutPair, @StealthShampoo, #RunTerraRun. But go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I really can't wait till Gorgon becomes viable for ESL play, because Gorgon games are some of my most favorite games right now. They're so hectic. There's just spit everywhere, and I think Gorgon's another monster that's gonna make for very good entertainment.
Yeah, and I can see some clutch wall pounce games, some clutch wall pounce jukes, or I guess wall holds. And the hunters go right under them. I found the counter to Gorgon's wall hang, and that's bots. Bots will immediately zone in on your position and take you down if you're hanging out on the wall. But humans, not so much.
Sadly, people used to abuse that. Did you know that? They'd be playing, and they would choose take a break, so the bot would take over and find your sneaky
And they would do that for domes, too. If you weren't sure if the monster was in the dome 100%, you could go to a bot, and the bot would take down the dome if the monster was not contained.
Yeah, they got that godlike intuition.
All right, we're getting into the next match here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is currently 1-0 in favor of JSMS. Tattle's casting the other side, and I haven't gotten an update from him what the current score is. So as far as we're concerned, it is 1-0. The next map is Orbital Drill, and let's see what NDG can do on Fusion Planet. I would say Fusion Planet is a little bit harder to play Hunters than Orbital Drill. It's very big map.
I agree. The big pit in the middle of it definitely throws the hunters off, gives the monster a good place where you can shake the hunters by just dashing across that pit, cutting back through the relay. There's a decent amount of hostile wildlife that you can shake the hunters through in this map, too.
Yeah, not to mention the super fast feeding route that is Sloth Alley.
Sloth Alley. Oh, yeah. Sloth Alley is my go-to spot, You can get easily minute and a half or even less evolved just bursting through there if you get good spawns.
Yeah. Mammoth birds spawning back there, and at the end of the Sloth Alley, you have the Reavers over towards the swamp area. There's just a pile of them sitting right there, and if you still need food, then you are in the swamp, and there are quite a few Marsh Striders over there as well. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say one more time for those of you who are confused. Tweet @StealthShampoo, @LadyOutPair, #RunTerraRun, and tell Tara something motivational for her marathon today, and I'll give you, or you have a chance to win a Evolve Hunting Season 2 pass, which is all 5 characters. Twitch does not endorse broadcaster giveaways. Don't sue me. Hopping in here
we're starting
on the
off
anime.
here.
Yep, and we have very different hunter pick here. You want to break down the hunter lineup here? SuperbadJuJu?
Yeah, sure. We do have Parnell. We got Val, Hank, Maggie. It's a comp that you don't see often. You really don't. I'm glad to see someone trying out Parnell now that I think he's much more viable.
Yeah, you have, like we said earlier, no knockback or tumble on rockets. Is that correct? I haven't played Parnell lately.
Parnell, yes. Yeah, Parnell, he can just fire rockets point blank. He doesn't do his little mini rocket jump anymore.
Yeah, which is really annoying.
Yeah, it was. And honestly, when TRS went through and removed the drawbacks for Hyde, it's like, why does Parnell still have to have his drawbacks at the time, He had that health drawback and the knockback, and it was like, why don't we just even him out, because he's about on par with what Torvald can do if you're good with Parnell.
Parnell, of course, nice up close to the monster. The Parnell Super Soldier face stuff was part of the old meta invented by the former Ninja Penguins team. And they have absolutely detected Deanimate. They know exactly where he is. And Deanimate is on the run. Doesn't want to get stuck in Sloth Alley with a Parnell on the field. That's not going to go too well. Now, AmyBot did cut all the way around, and Deanimate doubled back. So she's a solid 141 meters away from Deanimate. Good news for AmyBot, though, is Deanimate is not quite ready for the stage. So we might see a stage 1 engagement where Deanimate is most certainly going to mitigate, because mitigating against Parnell is crucial. He doesn't want to sit and try to focus someone down at stage 1 who he's inevitably not going to be able to kill with a Val Hank combo. And by not killing him, Parnell's just going to super soldier him in the back.
Yeah, Parnell really, it's interesting. Parnell is great at zoning because he is the zone you don't want to be by. You know, you hear that super soldier emote, you're gone. You take off. You do not want to sit around and have the shotgun unloaded and now the rockets, point blank.
Extremely painful and, of course, very easy to tell because his rate of fire is greatly increased and Parnell usually shouts out, "Oh, man, the suit's gonna kill me."
Yeah, and then you have the emotes from the other ones too. Like,
yeah,
Parnell, stop that. Yeah.
Usually it's always the support player being like, "Yo, Parnell, you're hurting yourself, bro." That's an exact quote from Nikki, the tier 5 support.
It looks like he's
trolling people the other day.
Around the back. It looks like he's going to try and cut around the back, possibly get some snacks, and then head back towards the relay and use the alley where the sloth is down next to the relay, possibly for a good spot to engage if he wants to try and get some strikes early.
So we do have Dami here rocking Hank, which is a change from Sunny as well. I would have thought they would have taken Sunny on Fusion Plant for this reason right here.
Yes. It's so easy to shake a Hunter team without Sunny by just doing the route that he's going right now.
The Animate might try to take a stage, and that's indeed what he does. Amy bot pretty far away, actually. She might get a dome here. Looks like she's not running movement speed, though. I was wondering. She's moving a bit slower than last round, and that's because she's running damage resistance this time. The Animate is going to take a clean stage. She's still 80 meters away, and he is ready to run with his 3 traversals out. Would have been helpful to have a Sunny or a tier 5 Nikki support. Tara has confirmed on Twitter that I am tier 5 support. I'm still going to troll people about that. Some people legitimately believe that. I thought it was funny.
That's great.
But we do have Hank on the field, which is going to give Amy Bot a slightly harder time for doming the monster. He's 100 meters away on the complete opposite side. But going through the perks here, once again, the Animate taking movement speed, same as last round. Fresh is taking capacity. If I had to pick Parnell, which I very, very, very rarely do, Parnell is rocking capacity. Damage resist on both Red Panda and Amy Bot, and Dami's got capacity. So Dami, I would say, is definitely the weak link in this squad right now, because we have DR on both the medic and trapper, and Fresh obviously has got his personal shield. Dami's got capacity, so he is not only able to protect everyone else better, but he's not running DR himself, making him the squishiest, and he can't shield himself.
And he's target number 1. Anytime you got a Hank, that's
absolutely
the first thing you want to do. You want to drop that Hank so you can, take down the rest of the team. Deanimate went 3 leap smash. I think it's interesting to see the focus shifting to leap smash right now, competitive for a lot of Goliath players.
Yeah.
I think it's because they fix it. For a while, Hank was getting hung up on terrain, and the radius was smaller, and they made that bigger and fixed the terrain hang-ups.
Yeah, and I believe Source yesterday was taking 2 rock, 2 leap at stage 2, and sometimes he was taking 2 leap, 2 flame. I did see 2 leap, 2 flame going up against a Laz Cabot comp, and that's for, of course, revealing cloaks. But he's putting all of his points in leap smash. Of course, it's situational. You might want to put more points into flame breath if there's going to be a Laz on the team to help reveal his cloaks. Leap smash, though, is going to help do a solid amount of damage to these hunters.
It makes sense in this situation. There's not a lot of deployables he would need to destroy with his fire.
Yeah, just Maggie's.
Yep.
And it looks like I have actually gotten confirmation from Tattle. JSMS 2-0. 2-0 Cyril is what I got. I'm not sure if Cyril was the O or the 2, but he says 2-0 Cyril.
It looks like they got a dome on him right now.
Dome is up.
Yep. He's going straight for
Red Panda here.
Yeah.
The medic is under some serious heat, and he's going to have a hard time taking her down. She not only has DR, but Hank capacity shields. Popping the heal burst right there, restoring a huge portion of her health, and he's stuck in the orbital right now.
Yeah.
The enemy got scratched up by that a bit.
And he took that full orbital there. You got the weak spot on his tail right now.
Red Panda needs a shield. And Dami was on the laser cutter. The shield must have been recharging right there. And unfortunately, Val has been focused down. He's really going in for Red Panda right now. I'm not sure how he managed to take her out. He should have got a couple more jukes in there. But I was almost certain Hank was going to go down first in this team comp.
Yeah,
and it's almost time for a tactical retreat.
Yeah, it looked like he elected to just try and burst through that shield there. Just keep damage straight through it.
Yep, and the cloak come out from Dami. Dami now invisible. And is going to have to be the one to escape.
Parnell super soldiering, trying to get some pressure on him, push him away, but he's not taking it.
Domi's going to take the shot right here, make sure Parnell doesn't get pounced. He's going to try to hold him off for as long as possible while Domi escapes with his cloak. Now, the thing is, Daisy's also down.
See the distance on that rock throw?
Going at him. He only has 1 point in rock, so he doesn't even have the fast rocks yet.
Yeah.
Pounce in on Parnell.
They just increased the speed on stage 3 rock throw.
Yeah,
it's like 46 meters per second now.
It's a lot fast. It's the fastest it's ever been, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It is. And it's good because, as devastating as it was, rock throw for a good team with good positioning was fairly easy to avoid if you were at, medium distance.
And we do have Domi here making a run for it. He is super, super low health right now. He's tapped by a Reaver, a Mammoth Bird. Someone breathes on him too hard, and Domi's going to go down.
It looks like he's got enough distance, and it looks like he's going to go for the evolve in the relay. Try and beat on it and lure Hank out here.
All right, 3 rock, 3 leap, 2 flame, and 1 in charge. He's going straight for the relay, not even going for any armor. And he knows that's because 20% armor on evolve does help him out to beat down the power relay. Domi doesn't have a way to dome him, and Domi's also super, super low.
And he's safe from the orbital. There's no orbital going to come down and get him here.
The roof right up here is going to absolutely protect the enemy from getting hit by that.
It looks
orbital.
like the hunter drop is going to happen momentarily. I really think Domi might be able to hold him off until the team gets there.
And Deanimate going back, trying to finish Domi off. Thing is, if he gets hit by this flame, which he does, Domi is down, and the monster can finish off the power relay right now. The hunters don't even have boots on the ground. They're not out of the dropship. He can finish it with a power relay win. Well, that's pretty rare. Power relay victory in favor of Deanimate. Goliath's right now just going in on ESL.
I'm really impressed with the Goliath play, too. Goliath's one of those monsters that personally I go back and forth on, So sometimes I do okay with them, but I always have trouble adapting to different tactics. Like, I have one way of playing with Goliath that currently, with the way that the players are, just doesn't work for me. I used to focus on, rock throw builds, but it seems like Leap Smash is the way to go right now.
Yeah, Deanimate really doing a huge amount of damage to that Leaf Smash. You see right here, 22,000 damage, and the healing not so high, but that's because Red Panda was eliminated very quickly from the match. Let me get some scoring updated here. The current score is 2-0 in favor of Deanimate, and Tattle says JSMS 2-0 Cyril. Let me ask for clarification on that real quick.
Yeah, because it'd be exciting if we're at a tie right now.
So JSMS has 2 points right now thanks to Deanimate, and on the opposite side, I think they also got 2 points, so that might be 4-0.
Really? That's great. That's impressive.
Yeah, I did not expect... NDG has been in the competitive scene for a very, very long time, months. And for JSMS to come in here, they've only been playing for, a couple weeks, maybe a month, and beat NDG. That's huge.
It is. I mean, NDG did have their roster shuffle. Maybe that might have contributed to it.
Yeah.
Just learning to. I mean, every player on NDG is phenomenal. Every single one of them. But that roster change, switching it up, might have caused some issues with coordination and play styles and figuring out how to move cohesively as a team.
So I have just gotten confirmation. It is 4-0 in favor of JSMS, so they will be moving on to the finals. Team YP versus Inspector Cabot is going on right now as well.
So we could say that Jesus saved there, right?
Jesus saved. Well, Jesus wasn't. Oh no, Jesus is on the JSMS Hunter squad. So I'm not sure if is Jesus playing today.
I do believe. I think I can check. Let me check 1 sec.
All right, so we do have on the upper bracket Team YP versus Inspector Cabot. And I'm awaiting the outcome of that match. If anyone involved in ESL who is playing right now is wanting to give me updates on what's going on. On Team YP and on Inspector Cabot. Message me on Steam instead of in the chat. Because in the chat, it'll just get lost. If you message me on Steam, that would really be helpful. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, thank you guys all for coming by. And I am seeing a ton of tweets going out showing some love for Tara. If you guys want to win, excuse me, stay tuned. I gotta drink some chocolate milk. My voice is getting hoarse. If you guys want to win an Evolve Hunting Season 2 pass, Gorgon, Lenny, Jack, and the unannounced medic and support, then all you guys gotta do, tweet at StealthShampoo, at Lady Outpair for a chance to win. Lady Outpair is spelled LADIEAUPAIR. That's all one word, Lady Outpair. Tweet at StealthShampoo, at Lady Outpair, hashtag RunTara. Tara is spelled Tara. And tweet something motivational at her. Tell her good luck on her marathon, because Tara, the live ops producer for Evolve, is running a marathon today. I don't know if it's a marathon or half marathon, but what I do know is that she is going to be miserable doing it. So if you guys do me a favor and tweet at her and give her good wishes and motivation and running support, then I'd appreciate it. And I'm going to randomly select one of you to win a Season 2 pass. Be sure to use the hashtag, because I'm going to F3 and then randomly pick someone by doing that, and I'll pick someone at the end of the stream. Right now, we're just waiting on the results of YP versus Inspector Cabot. If I had to take my guess there, I'd put it on YP. I wouldn't be surprised if they took the W there.
Yeah, I agree.
So we are just waiting for an update. Thanks for dropping by, chat. Be sure to follow if you guys are enjoying. I'm your host, Nikki, here from StealthShampoo, and I'm coming at you every Sunday with ESL and every Saturday with TGL. I'm joined here by SuperbadJuJu. Thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. I was pretty pumped last night. I caught your messages. You need me tomorrow? I was like, all right, let's do this.
I would have messaged you earlier, but it's all over the place with casters and Dan dropping out of the scene and ESL taking the day off, or actually the weekends off. Had to message a bunch of people.
For sure.
All right, and it looks like I do have confirmation. It just finished a 4-0 in favor of Team YP on the other side of the bracket. So it looks like Team YP is advancing with a 4-0, and JSMS are advancing with a 4-0. I did not expect two sweeps. Wow.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting match here. This is going to be a real interesting match.
So we're just going to wait for the brackets to update here in a moment.
Refreshing.
We have to wait for them to update and wait for the teams to input their scores before we're allowed to do anything for some reason. But it is going to be Team YP versus JSMS. I might want to spectate Jesus.
Yeah, could this be the day of sweeps here? Is this what we're going to be seeing?
Yeah, let me see if we can
like a
spectate
David
Jesus
versus Goliath thing going on here. Then I'd absolutely love to be able to get in there and spectate Jesus again. He had some phenomenal plays yesterday, crazy games back and forth, especially the game with Aurora. Aurora yo-yoed that game so hard. Went in the cave, and it was like, oh, it's the throws. Comes out of the cave and just takes it back, and then it goes back to them. They get him down to that tiny little bit of health. What was it, like 52 health, we said?
It was 52 health remaining, which is a Kyra direct impact and a half. It is such a tiny amount of health that he came back with. Oh.
Yeah, juked right under into that building yesterday, and man, crazy game.
All right, I'm just messaging the teams, while the brackets update. Give me a moment here to get things coordinated.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I was happy to see Parnell in that last game. Parnell's always been one of my favorite hunters, but he's a tough choice. You have Markov, which gives you reliable damage, and then on the other scale, if you want that burst damage, you just go with Torvald. So where Parnell fits in there is kind of odd. People used to love Parnell for punishing the evolve, but after the meta's kind of shifted now, and punishing the evolve isn't as prominent. He's just in a weird spot, but I love to see people play him. I think he has enormous potential, especially with a team that can keep him on the monster's ass. You get a Sunny in there, he's able to just boost him up. I'd love to see, Lennox played a bit more too. I think she has a lot of potential. But I think she's also a tough one to bring out in the comp scene because people know to reset that lance that she has.
Also, I should get an update for you guys from JSMS. Part of them are French, so we were partially concerned about them with the events that happened in Paris the other day. I was really concerned about them, and Surbru was nice enough to just tell me, send me a really long paragraph here. Part of the team is French and actually from Paris, and they are all very safe in their homes, but they're still shaken up about what happened, and it's very unfortunate what's been happening around the world. Violence in any capacity is only acceptable when it is monster on hunter violence. So
yes, sir.
I would like to let the chat know and let everyone know that JSMS is actually fine, although a little shaken up about it, and that's completely understandable considering that some of them are actually from Paris. So I just want to say great to them that they are staying strong in the events of this tragedy, and I do want to give them a little bit of support and a little bit of love as well. I know we're sending a lot of love to Tara today because she is running a marathon, and I do want to also send some positive vibes, no matter what you believe in. Whether it be Zeus or Apollo or whoever, I do want to send some good vibes, no matter what you believe in, to JSMS and some human solidarity and unification to them.
There's actually a few charities right now that people can donate to if they wish to support victims of this. If you want, I can drop a link in the chat for anybody interested.
All right, and I'm getting just an update real quick. I think Tattle is going to cast the JSMS monster, and I am going to cast the Jesus side, which, I'm excited to cast the Jesus side against Source TV. That's going to be awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going to be a very interesting fight if they can, do half of what they did yesterday.
All right, so Surbru and LV are going to find some subs while they have to deal with the whole Paris thing, and he may not be able to participate this week. And let's see, looks like they are moving around. Surbru, he's being a bro right now. I gotta give him a shout out. LV and him have been moving around, have been greatly impacted by what's happened in Paris, and they are still giving me updates on who's going to be on their team. Like, that's just ridiculous to me. Mm-hmm. You have just been greatly impacted by an attack on your country, and you're telling some dumb caster with fluffy hair about who's going to be on your team while you're moving about trying to keep yourself safe. I got to give him a big shout out to that. I really appreciate those updates. He's completely safe and fine, and he is still keeping ESL and the Evolve competitive scene in mind. So I want to really give a big thank you to him for going out of his way. He is safe, but he is still keeping me updated, and he's doing a great job on that.
Dedication to the scene right there.
Absolutely. All right. We're going to see what's going on here. We're just getting casting sorted out real quick.
Mm-hmm. I know Minnie has been practicing with Parnell, so I think there's a chance we may see another Parnell game.
Minnie is not playing today. I'm not sure what Minnie's doing or where he lives, but we're going to get things sorted out in just a moment.
They're subbing for Minnie today, huh?
Yeah, we might see a sub for Minnie. I'm not sure where Jesus is from, and I'm not even sure what Jesus' actual Twitch or ESL name is, but I hope we see Jesus play today.
So we may see basically a whole different team here under the JSMS name.
Yeah. Just waiting here.
Okay. Yeah, Minnie has a family engagement, so they'll be subbing him out.
All right. We'll see who's going to hop on in Minnie's place. We're just talking to the teams right now, waiting for those brackets to update. Let's see what's going on here. So we do have Team YP versus JSMS. There we go. The bracket's finally updated. Team YP versus JSMS. There's going to be a little bit of a extra lag because Source. We are going to be casting Source versus JSMS and Jesus. Jesus is on JSMS, so we're going to grab their Hunter squad. And Source is from America, and JSMS is from around Europe. So Source does get monster hosting rights, but that's going to, of course, playing over the Atlantic, we're trying to compromise as best as we can.
Yeah. I was talking with, I believe, Dead Rebirth yesterday. We were talking about, how lag impacts the competitive scene. And I think what we see is a lot of experienced competitive teams sort of learn to play around the lag. Whereas, some of the newer teams like JSMS, they might not fully be used to compensating for that lag in a competitive environment.
Yeah, of course. I know fighting games are very heavily impacted by lag. You can do things online that you can't do on LAN and vice versa, just because of latency. But, playing games over the internet, the fact that we can play video games over the internet in real time was... In the 90s, someone predicted that. I read an article on that. Someone's like, yeah, you're not just going to be able to play chess and the pieces move on a 5-second delay. We're actually going to be able to play video games live. And we can do that over an ocean.
I remember as a kid growing up getting the first Quake game multiplayer going. And, we would do it over IPX. You get your dial-up connection and connect to your buddies. And, it was like playing a slideshow at times. But it was just, I remember my mind was blown, being able to play with my buddies who were at their houses. And it's just such a cool experience. And I love that we're able to have such a global community here.
And I am getting word from Cerberus, Leo. I'm going to completely butcher this, by the way. Lyon? Lyon. How do you pronounce that? Lion?
I'm going to go with Lion, I guess.
Is Lion or Lyon? I don't know how you say Y in French.
Lyon?
But Jesus is from Lyon, south of Paris. But Cerberus is not really south. I don't know. I don't know my French geography. I'm going to be completely honest. I have no clue where these places are. But
I'm with you.
Yeah, Jesus also living nearby France, but he's still playing it. He's still toughing it out. He's still going on.
Jesus saves.
All right, and we're going to get started in just a moment. Still sorting things out.
No worries, no worries. I'm just glad, everybody here has come out to check out the Sunday Cup. The competitive Evolve scene, it seems to be on an upswing now. We had a little bit of a downswing after the big release of the Evolve Majors. And you saw a lot of teams kind of shift at that point. But it's good to see a lot of newer teams getting into it. And anybody interested in getting into competitive Evolve, there's a post on the forums. I'll see if I can find it. They had a free agent roster list.
Yeah. They do have Battlefy also.
They do. Okay. Let me see if I can find that link for you guys. You don't have to be the best player in the world to get into competitive. If it can be a learning experience, you get a chance to go up against some really good teams. And if you want to improve your game, guys, honestly, the number one thing you can do, fight people who are way better than you. You're going to get salty.
Oh, yeah. I just read that post, actually. I just remembered. I've read that.
Yeah, I was talking with Toolbear on the forums about that, and it's so true. What we do during my streams is we set up death squads. We get PH Keith, who is legendary with his Sunny play, absolutely. We get him to put together a death squad and just, destroy me. And it definitely puts a hit on your ego. It definitely does. But it's trial by fire. It is. You learn that for instance, I had a lot of bad habits as Monster. Instinctually, when I was, leveling up, I would run around in circles, okay? You can get away with that when you're playing pubs, low-level stuff. You just run in circles, they chase you around the map, you win. You play good teams, they're going to start sending hunters deep, and those ones are going to, make it so that you can't run your strats. So by playing against good teams often, you learn those bad habits you have that you can change. Trying to escape when you have no armor, and, you want to go for an evolve. Well, I used to be panicking about the fact that I had no armor and I'd stop to eat, but the truth is you just run in a straight line as quick as you can and get that distance. So if you have the opportunity, do it. And getting into the competitive scene is a good way to make that happen.
So I'm going to flip a coin right now. I'm going to be casting Team YP. Team YP's Monster Source versus JSMS Hunter Squad, and there's some dispute as to whether Seeds or Tattle will cast the opposite side. So I'm going to flip a coin right here, right now on stream, so that no one thinks I'm lying, and that'll go into the decision making of who casts the other side. I don't know. I'm not official. I'm just flipping a coin right now because I'm a third party, just to make it fair. So Tattle called heads. I'm going to do it right here, and I'm going to show it to the webcam before anyone else sees it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I'm going to hold it up to the webcam. So that's tails, I believe, on my nickel. That's tails on my nickel.
Talking with AmyBot right now about that dome that that she threw that Rebirth. Mr. Meows. What's his name now? What's he going by? King of the...
Deanime? Million Meows Among the Clouds?
Million Meows. Yeah. Million Meows juked that dome. It was crazy. It came down, and on our side, it looked like he was in. Like, it wasn't even one of those domes that comes down on top of him and pushes him out. It looked like he just strolled out of it. And I agree. I'm talking with Amy now, and then she's saying that that really put a dent in her morale, and she kind of lost focus after seeing that happen.
All right, so I did just get confirmation. There's a little bit of a dispute as to who's going to cast the other side. So I flipped a coin, fair third party. The other side wanted Seeds to cast and Tattle to cast. So there's a little bit of a dispute. I'm going to cast Source versus JSMS, and then I believe Tattle is going to cast the opposite side because... Oh, no, excuse me. Seeds is going to cast the opposite side because Seeds won the coin flip that I just did on stream. It was tails. I had to show it to the camera so people don't think I'm cheating. But Seeds is indeed running the opposite side. So if I could get a multi-twitch from Tattle, I'll ask him to do that because he's a sub and won't get deleted by Nightbot.
That way you guys can see all sides of the action.
All right, so just to give you guys an update, Tattle will be casting the opposite side. I'd like to give him a little love, fellow caster, and show the... I keep saying Tattle. Tattle is going to drop the link for me and Seeds. And I want to give Seeds a little bit of love as a fellow caster, helping out with TGL. I'll give him a little bit of love. And Tattle's going to post that link in the chat for Seeds, who is going to cast, because he won the coin flip, the opposite side. And we're going to cast over here on the Source versus JSMS side. Source and JSMS are cool with that. All right. Or they might be working together. I don't know. I'm going to let Tattle and Seeds fix that. Seeds and Tattle might join forces and do... I don't know.
We might just have to put them in the arena and have them slug it out. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
All right. So, real quick, though, just an update. I am very happy to see Tara just tweeted. Also, I don't know what @StealthShampoo did, but it was super exciting to see the tweets cheering me on. I didn't do anything. You guys did it. Thanks for making Tara feel happy. I like it when Tara's happy.
No, the devs absolutely need love. You know, they do work so hard on this game, and I bet I got a little bit of fanboy in me. But you see the interaction they have with our community on every level, be it coming through streams, interacting on Twitter, the forums. I see Shane in the subreddit now all the time. We have people, Matt from the lore department, the writer, coming in to talk lore on the subreddit. This really is a dev that works with their communities and supports it.
And I'm just going to get the scoreboard updated here for you guys. And not only does she support the community, but she also finished her marathon. So good job to Tara. I just saw that tweet. I'm going to just get the teams updated here. So we have on the Hunters, JSMS, and Team YP on the Monster.
Whew. This is going to be an interesting match. I mean, normally I would have said that YP was just going to crush, but JSMS has been putting up some good play.
They've been looking really strong lately. So I wouldn't be surprised if they also came out with a win, although it's going to be a hard win. Let's see here, and then let's get source changed.
I'm curious to see what maps we're going to have, because I think right now map pick in competitive is a big deal, because you're seeing a lot more Fleetle 3 strats from monsters. It seems to be less monsters engaging at stage 2 on their own terms. A lot of the fights we're seeing are initiated by the hunter side. And with the shift to stage 3 relay fights, I think the map has a huge impact here.
All right, we're going to get into it in just a moment. Just finishing messaging up the teams and getting in the lobby. The brackets have updated. And I'm just checking through some tweets here. Sure. I will give away the code right after this match ends.
Phenomenal. And that code, guys, is for Season 2 Pass, which includes Gorgon and the new Hunters.
All 4
I'm really excited to see what kind of passives the new Hunters have, because that's been kind of the theme with Season 5 here, Tier 5, is that you have Lennox unable to be knocked back. Mitigated. You have Jack can run and shoot without slowing him down.
Unless the ADSs. Not ADSs, but zooms in.
Yes, yeah, any scopes. So I'm excited to see what kind of passives, I mean, if they have them. It seems like that's the theme.
All right. And we are just getting the match set up right now, ladies and gentlemen. They are doing picks and bans and all that fun stuff that happens before the match. But yeah, one thing also that's interesting with the passives is not only do the Hunters have a passive, but Rogue Val now has an interesting passive.
Yes.
Lenny and Jack and Rogue Val.
Maybe this is a thing that they're going to start doing. I mean, what makes me excited about Evolve is the way that they can tweak all the characters, and it sort of keeps it fresh. I almost wonder if, down the road, if they're ever going to go back and, maybe tweak the old characters, give them a passive, something like that. Like, you watch League of Legends, they go back and they're always reworking things.
And of course, this game I feel like was designed as they were making it before Evolve launched. They designed it for post-patch support or for post-release support. They were ready to start changing numbers. They knew people are going to come up with some interesting strategies, some strategies that are much stronger than others, some characters that are more stronger than others, and thus they were able to, release these hot fixes, release these title updates, and adjust everything accordingly. I know sometimes games are released and those games aren't complete ever, even after they come out, but Turtle Rock Studios is absolutely supporting their game post-launch as best as they can. So everyone showing love to Tara. Thank you guys for that. She did complete her marathon and is very confused why I sent a bunch of people to tweet at her. So please continue to tweet at her and confuse her at Lady Aupair. That's once again spelled LADIEAUPAIR. Hashtag RunTaraRun. And also tweet me at it so I can see that you tweeted at her, and then randomly select someone at the end of the cast to give them a code. Let's see here. Source is just setting things up.
Awesome. So what monster do you think we're going to see out of Source today?
You know what? I don't know. Team YP and JSMS are both in TGL. So if they want to do TGL picks like YP and TPA did last week, that is completely possible. And in that case, they're going to ban Source's Kraken if they're going to go ESL rules. Of course, you can gentlemen's agree to use the Gentlemen's League rules in ESL. That's totally fair. If both sides agree to it, they can absolutely do it. So if Source wants to do that, they totally can. But what's going to happen is Source is going to play Kraken if he's going to use the ESL rule set. And in TGL, JSMS is almost certainly going to ban his Kraken. And Source might play Wraith. I've seen Source play Wraith second most. I've watched him play a lot. Wraith or Goliath. Goliath's been really dominant. Yeah, Goliath actually had a 100% win rate
yesterday
in TGL yesterday. I thought it was. I knew it was a lot, but I didn't know we didn't have any Hunter wins, and I was there casting. So the fact that they were all monster wins for once,
crazy.
That's the first time since the Chappie Challenge. The Chappie Challenge had 100% monster wins, and this time TGL.
There was some people were saying that they think that the TGL is monster favored currently. What do you think about that? I'm curious.
There was, I believe, it was much more split last week. Last week, there was a split between, I don't have the hard numbers, but Hunter and Monster wins. This week, indeed, it absolutely was undisputably Monster favored because of the 100% Monster win rate. But that might just be in part to the fact that teams don't quite understand the pick and ban meta to the game. The game doesn't start. You don't start winning the game when you jump out of the dropship and, take a stage 1 fight. You start winning the game before the game even starts. It's preparation. Sun Tzu, Art of War, which I have not read whatsoever. You have to understand that, hey, the picks and bans work a certain way, and you're going to want to kind of lead your opponent in one direction with the picks and bans. We're being beat by Goliath a lot. Ban Goliath. Now, I know they're going to pick Meteor Goliath, but then start preparing your team for Meteor Goliath. Or, have one thing that I don't think a team has taken into account yet for TGL is have multiple monster players on your team. That is going to make you invincible. Have a Kraken, a Goliath, a Wraith, a Bob, if you want to throw that out there. Not just a Goliath or not just a Kraken. Yeah. We can see in TGL, if you have a Kraken-only player and your Kraken is being banned left and right, and that's your only monster player, and then your Kraken is forced to play Goliath, just don't have your monster player play their second best monster. Have a dedicated Goliath player thrown in there.
Yeah. And this is possible because the TGL rules don't say that someone has to play one position. You have multiple people playing monster. There's no dedicated monster player. There's a lot of potential for mind games, I think, when you're trying to do your bans and picks. Like you're saying, you can kind of start making bans like you're going to play one monster and then switch it up last second once they, can ban the monster that you didn't want, sort of force them to ban things that you don't care about. But I agree. Having multiple monster players definitely makes the situation much more. It makes your team much more versatile. It does. So Source TV. I love Source TV, and there's this one video he made that I want to link in the chat for you guys if anyone hasn't seen it. It's hilarious. Basically, Source made a video of how to play Kraken Volume 1. Now, you'll kind of understand what's going on a little bit into it, but he basically shows you how to play the super secret master level Spider Kraken, which involves the Savage Skin, Climb Speed perk, and using I think he picked 3 Banshees off the bat. Great video.
3 Banshees, 3. Is he playing Ground Kraken? I haven't actually seen this video.
You haven't? Oh man, the video is so good. He basically just tries to turn his back in every single fight. Like he flies around backwards, and his goal is to not hit hunters with like lightning strike and stuff, but to set him up for the aftershock belly flop.
Oh, so did he do this before the title update or after the title update? If he was working backwards,
this is an old video. This is an older video
because back then that was when the tentacles, the monster was all tentacles. Yeah. So we're looking at damage reduction if you're shooting the Kraken in the back, basically.
Yeah. That was his thing. He's, you're having trouble with your wife, turn your back. It pisses her off.
So I did just get a link to the multi-Twitch. Seeds is casting the other side, and I'm casting this side. Thanks for the host, Tattleman. I really appreciate that. And we are just waiting for the... I really enjoy this. I really enjoy the SuperbadJuJu. Hanging out, just talking caster to caster, breaking down the game instead of the break screens 24/7. I really like doing this much better. Because I can only listen to so much Monster Cat. I love Monster Cat. I went to the Monster Cat TwitchCon party, but man, I can only listen to so much of them.
I feel you. We got a great community here, and it's nice to kind of kick back, relax, BS a bit. I agree fully. So, what do you think about domes right now? What's your position on that? Do you think the Insta Dome is something that should stay, or?
Yeah. So the Insta Dome thing was added not only for competitive play, but mostly with pubs in mind. People having a hard time landing those super long 5-second. Man, back in my day, domes were hard to land. We didn't have a Sunny to help us out. We had 5-second dome drop times. It was difficult to dome a monster as a pre-title update trapper. But nowadays, forcing a lot of fights, I think that's good. But one problem we have a lot, and we were discussing this behind the scenes in TGL, is stage 1 is just all, most of the time, I say 95, harsh for the monster. It's just run-in, pain, mitigation, brutal. Trying to force a loop, trying to feed super fast. Stage 1 is harsh for the monster. So forcing the monster to fight at stage 2, yeah, I've played against Wraiths before that run till stage 3. That's not fun. That's not fun to watch. That's not fun to play. And I'm sure the Wraith players just like, I have to do this. I don't really want to.
Yeah.
Unless they're Satan and they want to do it.
Yeah, I just started a little while back trying to teach myself how to play Wraith. I never played Wraith. I was always primarily Goliath Kraken player. Yeah. And when I play Wraith, I'm on stream and I'm just apologizing. I'm like, I'm sorry, I want to fight, but I can't. I gotta run. I gotta get fat. You know, it's just unless you are an absolute boss with the Wraith, it's just instinctual to want to flee till 3.
Unless you're Nimp, of course. And the stage 2, stage 3 fights, that's what I like. The stage 1 fights, it just seems like it's mitigation. It just seems like casters talking about the monster is running away. Now, if there's a stage 1 down penalty, that's pretty hype. But it happens so rarely. I like the stage 1 down penalties, but it's just not possible or practical.
Yeah. It's so risky to commit at that point, you know? I mean, I've thrown many games by, I'll be running stage 1, Trapper gets me, I get a piece off the Trapper, and then I think to myself, okay, I'm just going to down the Trapper quick, get this strike. They come in and start healing the Trapper, and by that point, I've overcommitted, and you get punished. I know TRS, they had a big focus on trying to make it so that matches were not decided over the course of one dome. And I think at a pub level, it's pretty good right now. But on a competitive level, we're still seeing that happen sometimes.
And we are finally in the lobby. The picks and bans have been made as far as maps go. Sources on the monster. JSMS is on the hunters. Now, JSMS's hunter squad is nothing to scoff at. Yeah, you guys might not be as household of a name as Team YP. They might not be as well known, but they've held it up against NDG. Just went 4-0 against NDG. That's definitely huge. NDG took 4th at Poland in the Proving Ground, so NDG is not a team you can just walk over, but JSMS 4-0'd them. And yesterday, they were putting up against Aurora Symphony, lost that game, unfortunately. They couldn't #save Jesus, but it was so close. It was such a good match, JSMS versus Aurora Symphony. Dildozers.
Yes.
It's like, who does Aurora Symphony play for again? What does DD stand for? Double D, Dildozers. It's not a process.
Dildozers. Yep. You know, one thing I'd like to see out of JSMS is that a lot of their games they've taken so far, there's been, either a lag issue or, playing against a shuffled layout. I really want to see how they do in just a solid game where there's no monsters clipping through the dome, where if Minnie's playing, Minnie's, getting his shield up and not taking those hits because he doesn't anticipate the lag. I really want to see that. That's something I hope we see today.
Just to get a couple things out of the way before the cast starts. Seeds is casting the other side. Want to show a little bit of love to Seeds, so I did drop a multi-Twitch link in the chat. If you guys want to watch both sides, Seeds is casting the YP Hunters versus the JSMS Monster. I got the side I really wanted, which is, and this is a match I might have paid $5 to watch. The Jesus Squad, JSMS, versus Source TV, one of the monster players I respect most in the universe. And you got to respect his Kraken, which he's probably going to be rocking a bit today.
Absolutely.
We've seen Goliath so much lately, so it's refreshing to see a Kraken like it's refreshing to see a Kyra. That's so weird.
Yeah, I never thought we'd be saying that after the Kraken apocalypse we had for such a long time.
But also, if you guys want to win after this series is over, that's not it. That's my Call of Duty Black Ops 3 code. If you guys want to win an Evolve Hunting Season 2 Pass, Jack, Lenny, on any platform, Gorgon, and the other 2, Medic and Support, which haven't come out yet. If you guys want to win that, tweet at StealthShampoo, at Lady Outpair, give Lady Outpair some motivational words. Tell her congratulations for finishing your marathon. She did it because of your guys' support and tweets. At Lady Outpair.
Looks like we're getting some picks here. Looks like we might see Val, Hank, Crow,
and
Torvald. That Torvald pick is a great pick, I think. There's nothing better than nailing Kraken with those mortars in the air.
But yeah, last thing though, hashtag Run Terra Run. So at Lady Outpair, at Stealth Shampoo so I can see it. And be sure to spell hashtag Run Terra Run correctly because I'm going to F3 and then go through that. Terra is spelled T-A-R-A. But yeah, let's get into the match now that the giveaways are happening. Twitch is not endorsed broadcast or giveaways. And I will select a winner. You can choose what platform you want, Xbox One, PC, or PS4. Be sure you follow me so I can DM you your code. I don't want to tweet your code at you because someone can steal it. So please be sure you follow me. So if you win, I'll tweet you your code. You have a chance to win. Coming in here, finally, with a match. Distillery is going to be the map.
You know, I always have mixed feelings playing Kraken on Distillery. I got to be honest. I think that there's some areas that can be, some domes that can be tough to mitigate in there.
Of course, the cave popular evolve spot's really easy. Well, I guess I should say easy on Distillery, easy on a lot of maps also to predict where the monster is going to evolve and their initial feeding route. What do you think? Before Source moves here, what do you think his feeding route's going to be?
He's going to go straight up caves, you know, maybe take Larry the Sloth down. Wait a minute. Nope.
Oh, you know his name.
Oh, yeah, everybody knows about Larry. He's a good dude, you know?
Yeah, that was Tonic, Stage 3, named all the sloths on this map, but the only one they told me about is Larry, the sloth that lives right across the bridge right here is Larry the Sloth. But it looks like he's going down to Mammoth.
Yeah, he's listening to us and just doing the opposite.
Yeah, this is the feeding route that I predicted here.
This one right here, really?
Yeah, this is usually where he goes.
Yeah. I usually prefer to go the other way, but the big downside to go to the other path, and maybe why he didn't do it, is it almost always ends with you in the cave, the hunter's outside waiting for you to leave, and you're probably going to get domed on the escape.
Oh,
so this is the safer way, I do believe. Yeah,
you get a good distance away from spawn, as well as he's got Blitz Leopards, Mammoth Birds. Leave a little bit of Blitz Leopard action going on back there, so if the hunters want to run through that and get trapped, all better for Source to make some distance.
It looks like he's juking backwards. They think he's going forward. He's trying to sneak across. I don't know if they see him. They do have a crow, though. Yeah,
it looks like LV going out with the Gobi throw and the Source detection right there. He knows exactly where he is. And this is good trapper play right here. Hang out around this rock, around this river, figure out which direction Source wants to go, and afterwards go in for the dome after he commits to one direction or another. Very easy to catch around this area.
Was he trying to pick him off with a charge shot there? It looked like he was trying to get a little piece.
I think that was Gobi right there. He did take a little bit of health damage. I'm not sure if that charge shot hit or if he got scratched by something earlier. It's probably the charged shot right there, just scratching his finger.
That's what it seems like. It's a little choppy for me on my end, but that's what it looked like.
Yeah, Skype is not the best forecasting, but, you know, we're doing the best we can with only one observer mode slot. Looks like we're having a little bit of heat going on Subaru right here. Gonna need the shields from Jesus.
Using the trees for cover.
And the dome is up.
Dome comes down. He was right on the edge of it, too.
Now, even though Source is going to mitigate, it's going to be hard tearing through his armor with Torvald because Source is going to be jumping all over the place. Dodging those mortars, they can still get health damage thanks to LV rocking the crow. Mortars going out, but Source is going to completely dodge those. He was waiting for them, just waiting for the audio cue and jumping away right as they were fired. Going in on the Assault right here. Assault's lost a little bit of health, but Subaru is ready to get him healed up. Jesus in a little bit of trouble. If he gets pounced, that could be trouble, but he's totally fine. Dodges it.
You'll notice he's staying near the edge of the dome, and one of the perks there is that any sort of like explosives or projectiles that hit, you will not get the blast from them. They kind of phase out. And
still mitigating here, Source doubling to the other side of the dome. Ooh, he's got a tasty snack right here, and that's going to give him not only almost full armor, but his evolution. They should not have let him eat that platypus.
He's turning his back.
Ooh, that's going to hurt.
His back. Ooh.
Got out of it, though. Only about a bar and a half of armor. Yeah, the only health damage you're getting in this dome is going to be thanks to Crow's long rifle shots. 20% of a health bar, not too much whatsoever. And we're looking at about a solid amount of armor. I don't even need to talk about the armor. They're not going to break that on the chase.
He's probably going to try and cut through the caves for a bit, get some snacks up there, and should be ready for the evolve.
But predictions here. SuperbadJuJu, what do you think here on the perks before I show them? What do we got, man?
Think they took?
Yeah, what do you think they took?
I'm going to say Val took DR, Hank took capacity, Crow took movement speed, and capacity on Torvald.
I agree with every single one of those. And Source took damage, I'm going to guess. Source is aggressive. Yep, Source did take damage. Wow. Quick switch on Torvald. But we have 2-2-2. No Aftershock on Source right now. Let's see the rest of these perks here. Dome is not off cooldown. But we do have for the rest of the perks. Damage on Source. I know Source likes damage. I've seen a million of his games. Cycle on Torvald. That's interesting right there. That's also a good pick.
I've actually ran that before, and it does work out because you get in this great pattern where you do your mortars, you do a shotgun, throw a disc, shotgun, disc, mortar. It works out perfectly if you have quick swap.
Yeah, shotgun, disc, mortar, of course. You're not only putting the marks on the monster, but shooting your own marks with the shotgun and then putting those mortars down for maximum damage. That's a good idea. Dome is online, but we have Jetpack on Val instead of DR. I like Jetpack on Val if there's no Sunny.
Agreed. He's got no loops in here. Looks like he might be able to sneak in the building possibly if he wants to try and bring him into a tight space. His build is interesting. You see a lot of Krakens go for that Aftershock at stage 2.
No, Jesus!
Oh!
Jesus down! Jesus is down!
Oh!
Subaru is going to be next if he doesn't get him up quick. Get the shields. Jesus, shield the medic. Jesus, shield the medic!
No!
I've been waiting to say that all day. Banshee Mind's focus going in on the medic. He might go down right here. That damage is just too much from Source TV. Medic is down. One strike on Jesus. And if Val dies, everyone is going to die. Jesus might have to make a tactical escape right here. Dome is coming down. I'm not sure if Crow wants to kill it or if they want to continue trying to do damage, but they haven't even broke their armor yet, so I would have killed it early.
The armor just came off. It looks like. He wants to commit. He wants to make sure she stays down.
Yep, Val going back to the dropship, and we're going to see some serious down penalties here. Source is aggressive. He is going to leave and get a little bit of armor and come back. I think he sees those blitzies right there, and he knows that they're tasty, so he's going to try to lead Torvald away from the team and pick at Torvald, grab a snack or two, and then go for the rest of the hunters.
At this point, it's a war of attrition. You know, the medic's down, you just slowly chip away at them when you can, and then go in for the sweep right at the end.
Absolutely. And by the way, I just want to give a shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you guys for coming by. I think someone might have sent us over a raid, and whoever that was, I appreciate it. I'll get to you guys in the chat in just a moment. But we do have Torvald down. Torvald is down, and Jesus is on the run along with LV here, staying in the water near the boundary. So this is an interesting strategy, and they're actually doing this on purpose. You want to break it down, SuperbadJuJu?
Well, as far as why he's staying,
why they're staying near the buoys at the edge of the map.
Yeah, you can zone out of out of bounds, and it'll make it so that the monster can't quite tell where he is.
And of course, not only that, but if the monster wants to kill them after the dropship, they'll kill themselves before the dropship. I've actually seen this done in ESL before.
Yes, so they can make it back on the ship.
But everyone in the chat, thanks for coming by. I feel like some people in the chat came from someone else's stream other than Tattles, and if that's true, I appreciate that, and I'll have to thank that streamer personally afterwards. But thank you all for coming. We have Source hitting stage 3.
What is Source up to? Going for
stage 3. Right. Wow, no Aftershock. This is a build that I really like because I'm Lightning Strike Master Race. I don't like Aftershock very much at all. Fighting against it or using it. I know it's practical to use, you know, spread out your points, spread out the damage, and of course give the Kraken some close range potential. But that 3 Lightning and 3 Banshees now is powerful. Yeah.
I'm the same way, you know. I'll take Aftershock if there's a Lazarus around, just as a matter of, you know, keeping him away from things. But it's more of a gentleman's game, in my opinion. You know, if you're taking the things you have to aim instead of belly flopping on people.
All right, LV is out and going back to the dropship.
Oh,
what in the world happened? He got killed by a Blitzy.
Yeah, he's bringing the welcome party. He's bringing the welcome party.
So LV right there, in my midst of confusion and trying to figure out what's going on with these hunters, LV actually died after the dropship, which very, very much confused me as to his tactic. Maybe he wants to warm up the next dropship. That very, very much confused me. I think that was a mistake on his part.
Yeah, I think the timing was off there. Oh, someone's
that's the assault and medic down.
The blitzers are, look at that, the blitzers are joining in the back.
Yep, Orbital coming in hot, and Torvald might go down to just the Blitzies shield up. Yeah, the Blitzies may have won this game more so than Source. The Blitzies took down the Trapper and greatly weakened Torvald back there at the end, while the medic and support were left to fight Source TV at a lot of health, almost full health. I think he's only missing about 2.5 bars of health right there. He had a ton of health, a ton of armor, and the medic and support were not enough to put up against him, so that's going to be a W on Source's part.
Got to clear that wildlife, and it is sometimes if you got wildlife point blank with Torvald, it can be difficult, because you can't get him with the mortars, and his shotgun doesn't do the most damage. But yeah, absolutely. Anytime you get a dome down, you got to clear that wildlife out.
So that is going to be a point in favor of Source TV. Thanks for dropping by, everyone in the chat. I really appreciate it. We're going to get into the next match. Just let me give an update to fellow caster Seeds here.
Absolutely. So, Source was pretty dominant that last game. He was, but again, there was other outside elements in there. You had man, my brain's freezing up. The leopards, the leopard
Blitz
guys.
leopards, yeah.
Blitz leopard. Thank you. One of those days, you had the Blitz leopards pouncing them, and it really threw the fight off. I would have liked to see what they could have done. But again, JSMS, this is, they have, I believe, 2 subs in right now. Two. So, that's going to shift their game. They put out a stellar performance earlier, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to take Source down.
And Source, very convincing win back there. Managed to pull it off with only about 3 bars of health missing. That the Blitz Leopards really helped him out right there in that final fight, like you said. And Crow not making it to the drop ship, that really confused me right there as to why they did that. That might have just been a mistake. I always know that those Blitz Leopards are there and they want your blood. And you can get combo pounced by Blitz Leopards. One Blitz Leopard can pounce you. You'll do the little animation that's pretty long if you're not the Assault. The Assault just kind of breaks their neck and goes on about his day. But the Trapper has a super long, oh God, help me animation. Has to crawl out from underneath the Blitz Leopards and escape. And then you can, right after, before you can even do anything, get pounced by another Blitz Leopard. They just line themselves up, and that's massive damage, which took out the Trapper.
What's the worst is when the Reavers get involved. I've been pounced by a Blitz Leopard and had a Reaver beating on me at the same time.
Oh, I've been walked on by a sloth while inside of a plant while my teammate gets pounced. Weather control, actually. There's a plant next to a pile of Blitz Leopards. And that plant trapped one of my teammates while he was getting beat up by a sloth. And I tried to go save him, and I got pounced by a Blitz Leopard at the same time. The wildlife on Sheer is no joke, and you gotta respect them or kill them.
Yeah. It's... The wildlife, it's interesting. You watch pubs and they're fighting the wildlife. You watch a lot of good teams, and the wildlife isn't even a factor if you watch some of these really good teams. So it's always surprising, or it's always like a big moment when you see a wildlife interfering in a professional game.
Thanks for dropping by, everyone in the chat. I really appreciate it. SuperbadJuJu, do you want to plug your Twitch, Twitter, all that stuff while you're here? I really appreciate you coming out, man.
Sure. Absolutely. I appreciate you having me on. I am SuperbadJuJu on Twitch. I'll drop some links after I finish jibber-jabbing. I do have a Twitter account, SuperbadJuJu on Twitter as well. And basically, I'm a variety streamer, but Evolve is my home game, and it's something that I've put a lot of time into. I'd say Evolve's been responsible for my stream's growth. It's the community here is phenomenal, and if anybody wants to drop by, we usually do scrims Thursdays. We get a death squad together. Keith plays Sunny and tries to destroy me, so it's always fun. We get people in the chat in. I play on PC. I do only play on PC. I've considered getting into other platforms so I can play with other people, but no, I'd love to see people come by.
And, of course, that's SuperbadJuJu on Twitter. I would have given you a little Twitter handle down there, dude, but I have to make my own little... I wanted you to plug your Twitter right there because I have my Twitter right here, and it's not fair that you don't have yours. But for some sort of legal purpose, I'm not allowed to have the Evolve font, although Tara can send me the little name tags. So I have to hand make the name tags. And I think I just like doing it better that way. I don't have the actual font, so they wouldn't match.
It kind of makes me feel like a contestant on Jeopardy. They have the names
the hand-drawn names on the little panels on their podiums.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking when I saw this.
All right, we're gonna get into the next match, but yeah, SuperbadJuJu on Twitch and Twitter. Just wanted to give him a shout out for helping out today and for keeping up. Just got to keep you guys updated on his Twitter because he doesn't have a well done made by Tara name tag like me. I for some reason am not trustworthy, and no, it's for some legal purpose. I can't have the Evolve font. I don't know. But Tara was out running a marathon, so I couldn't ask her to make a graphic. Anyway, we're going to hop into the next match. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Armory Hunt going on in the next match.
I love Armory. It's one of my favorite maps as a monster. I think that it's just the terrain's very diverse as far as, you got that wide open area with the water, you got cliffs, you got, a lot of choke points that you can use to ambush the hunters.
And of course, those choke points on Armory, the main one being that super, super tight middle area that you can cover with a single Griffin sound spike. So it'd be interesting to see if they take Griffin this round instead of Crow. Crow didn't do so hot that last round, although it was great for anti-stealth, did reveal Source in the early game. I'm not sure if that Trapper is the best for Armory, although Armory, does have some really, really long sight lines you can throw Crow. Those sound spikes are huge nowadays. But I know, I was about to say, I know LV also likes the Abe, and he's bringing the Abe.
Sir. All right, so this presents an interesting setup here because Abe's stasis nades right now are amazing. They got the increased radius, and you can have Val boosting him up, just peppering the area with stasis nades. It's a tactic that you don't see happen with like pubs and lower bracket games, but something that a lot of people should do. If you play Abe, do this: boost up, throw the nades, use them almost as like a trank.
All right, and we're getting to the match right here. Val, Sunny, Abe, and Markov. We have the speed team in here. Well, actually, the speed team is Kyra and Sunny. Val's got the slows. But we do have a beam team here. Val and Hank was the original beam team. But Sunny's got 2 beams of her own against Source's Goliath. And what do you think right here? This team comp against the Goliath, SuperbadJuJu. What do you?
I think it's a phenomenal comp against the Goliath. Personally, it's Markov provides that just reliable damage over time. Sunny's going to keep him up there on this particular map. I think Abe was a good pick because Griffin. There's a lot of areas where you can break line of sight on this as a monster. And Abe's good at covering the whole area instead of having to rely on a straight shot to CC the monster.
All right. And perks. I'm going to say, as far as these perks go here in the early game, Source is going to rock damage. I know he's a big fan of damage. We have Markov on, let's say, movement speed.
Yep.
Serb on jetpack. He ran jetpack last time. But there's a Sunny. So I would say DR when Sunny's in the field.
Yeah, DR.
And then Sunny, probably reload, and Abe. I'm actually not sure. Movement speed on Abe, perhaps.
Yeah, possibly DR. Possibly DR.
So we are getting a game restart right here. I'm not sure what happened, but we may have had a slight disconnect.
Okay.
So we might try to get another player back in here. Of course, if you disconnect early, then you will have to restart the match. I believe ESL rule states the first 30 seconds disconnect means that we are going to have a restart. If you ever disconnect in the first 30 seconds, it's absolutely restart. But if it's after that, then it's player's choice, or they can gentlemen's agree to hold still until someone returns. But
so, do you think there's a gentleman's agreement for no Kraken here, or do you think he's just bringing the Goliath out?
I think he might want to practice his Goliath, or perhaps slow him, or throw them off. Is what I meant to say. Abe is trying to slow the monster down now with Stasis, and of course Abe is picked. The Trapper in ESL is picked before the monster, so maybe Source saw that Trapper and said, I want to play Goliath instead of Kraken against Abe.
Yeah, that's very possible. I mean, Kraken against... It's funny because, before it was always, as a Kraken player, I always feared Griffin the most, but I've come to have a healthy respect of Abe after his Stasis nades have proven so, apt to pulling you down.
And of course, those stasis nades did have a pretty solid increase on their radius. Radii?
Radius, yeah. Radius. I think it's up, to 18 meters now, I believe. Let me check.
Yeah, I believe it was a 3-meter increase.
Okay, it's 17. Yep, it went to 17 from 15.
Yeah, so that is a 2-meter increase, because I can do basic math as a caster. That's one of the requirements I needed to cast, is to be able to add numbers together. All right, we're getting into the next match here, guys. Armory Hunt is up next. Source TV on the monster. Picks will remain the same. We're not going to do repicks. Just had to fix a couple settings here. And I did just get a report. I was just talking to Seeds. I got a report from the other side that it is 1-0 in favor of YP. So YP currently is up 2-0 in the series.
Phenomenal. All right. It's pretty much what we expected, but
yeah.
I'm glad to see matchups like this. So I mean, everybody loves when you have the two big teams slugging it out, but when you have that underdog who's slowly proven themselves and showing that they're capable, it's exciting because you think maybe you'll get that upset.
And for those of you who are not familiar with the teams in the Evolve competitive scene, Team YP is by far the #1 team right now. They have won more than half the Go Fours. They won at Poland at the ESL Majors. They are absolutely the most dominant team right now. JSMS, though, the underdogs, 4-0ing NDG, 4th place at Poland. And they are, I wouldn't count them out just yet. They might take a game off of Team YP, which is ridiculously hard to do, if not come back, because they're only down by 2. And we are playing the first of 4 best of 7 right now in the final. So they got plenty of time to try to make a comeback.
And I think one thing that's kind of shaken up right now is, this is still pretty soon after a patch that made some significant changes. So, these teams are adapting to that in a lot of ways too. We're discovering new comps that end up working. We're finding out old comps aren't as good anymore. Like you used to see, sometimes the crazy, Laz bucket comps. But with the changes to Lazarus and body decay, it's a bit different now. You're seeing a shift to right now. The current cancer comp, I would say, is Val, Griffin, Sunny, and Assault of Choice.
Whatever Assault for the monster, depending on the monster, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, against Goliath, I prefer something like Torvald or Hyde, but we do have Markov on the field, and the game is finally getting started. Sorry about that delay, guys. We were just trying to fix the lobby. It looks like we had a little bit of a problem earlier, but we do have the game back in action. Source here on Armory, rocking the Goliath. Kraken is his main monster, but he is getting used to playing Goliath because in TGL, you are forced to play multiple monsters. Source picking up a new monster, and this is... I have not seen this done before.
What? Oh, you know what he's going to do. You know what he's going to do.
I know exactly what he's trying to do here, but I've never seen anyone try it out.
Yep.
So let's see if LV catches on to it.
Let's see if he has it.
Every time on Armory, in Hunt 2.0, I always do the exact... I don't even try to track, look for footprints, look for broken trees, nothing. I always just go down and do exactly what LV is doing right now, and Source is going to juke him.
Because you go down there and you're like, all right, I'm going to hear them on either side, You'll figure out where they are, and then you have a good response because as a trapper, you're in a central position. You stay central, you let the rest of your team go in there and flush them out for you. This is... some ninja play right here.
And, of course, Source completely juking the hunters right here. Do you know if he alerted birds right there? If those were scavenger birds? I actually didn't see.
I did not see either. It didn't look like it.
The thing is, if you get scavenger birds early, you're guaranteed not to get them for another 2 meets, I believe. So he is free to feed up here for a minute while this hunter squad is searching the south side of the map, hopelessly trying to find him.
They're cluing in. No, wait, no, they still have no idea.
Their trapper is just playing a neutral position in the middle, expecting to find him somewhere down in the south. But Source might get a clean stage to evolve and full armor. He has so much distance, and they have no clue. And the next time he alerts birds, though, is going to change the flow of the game. If he alerts birds soon.
And he's not even going stealthy. Like, he's banging around up there. I'm actually kind of surprised they haven't heard him.
Going in for the feed at the top of the map.
Yeah.
It looks like they have finally decided, hey, guys, he juked us.
Yep.
Amazing strategy right there. I have never seen anyone try that out in ESL. I've always just seen go to the south, feed up, stage 1 fast, fight stage 2, no armor. That's or just try to juke the hunters stuck on the south side of the map. Source just completely juked them with a whole new strategy that I've never seen, and I've seen Armory played hundreds of times. It makes sense, though. It works.
It does. I'm glad to see people bringing a little sneak into competitive, because for a long time, everybody's just loud and proud. That's how I play, too. I am loud and proud, banging around, get that food, stage up. And personally, I don't think like a full sneak game is exciting for either person. But when you mix it in like this with these jukes, that tension, is he going to get caught? Is he going to get caught? It's great.
And he is Going to get caught here in a moment. Abe is absolutely in position.
Get the
But is he going to throw the dome? He's going to throw it a little bit more out of the cave as to not catch that loop, and he is caught.
I don't know what I feel about this dome.
That was a blind dome there, also.
He's got a nice, cavern, choke point that if he does choose to engage, he'll be able to get multiple impacts if they're not careful with their positioning.
Now, I'm not sure if they actually caught this cave loop right here. I feel like our Abe player was trying to close that.
Yeah,
we'll have to see, but this is the choke you were talking about.
Yes, yeah. I think if he uses this choke point right, he can make some plays here if he wants to.
Flames going out on the Hunters, and Abe is down, finished off by that Lisa. Oh god, the rock!
Oh!
Felt that one from the caster's desk.
Yep. So is he going to take the strike and leave? I think he's going to try and go for a second one.
He's got a little bit of armor left to try to finish him off. Rock going in on the medic, and I think it's time for him to dip.
Abe's up. So,
right there, Source just gave up about half a bar of health for a down penalty on the medic and Trapper. Absolutely a monster favored trade right there. And he's going to get some armor and maybe be able to re-engage.
Sir. And he's 3/4 of the way to stage 3 right now, too.
So we were talking about the perks earlier. We have damage on Source. No wonder he was able to take him down so quickly back there. We have damage output.
Big deal.
Damage output on Markov as well. Wow. Reduction on Val. Reload on Sunny. Movement on Abe. So these are all pretty typical, but damage on Markov, that's new.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've seen people take damage on Markov if they have like a Cabot or something like that. That's it is an interesting pick. I typically use movement speed or
jetpack.
Jetpack. Yeah, trying to stay on them. But maybe because they have Stunny, they're going to try and use her offensively there to keep up the damage.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, the damage was not put in that last dome. Like you said, that choke point was really their downfall right there. I knew that was a really, really good area to have combat, but maybe not so good of an area to juke around. Of course, you're going to fight the monster, force some damage on him in such a tight area like that, but in return, the monster's going to force damage on you, and the Hunters just couldn't mitigate that damage.
Yes, I mean, something like Goliath is just capable of rapidly comboing a small point, the leap smash into charge into rock, or, there's so many variables that he can pull that just stack that damage up. And when you have a rock throw that's dealing, what is it, like 400 and change damage right now?
Yeah, it depends on how many points you take into it, but it's a solid amount of damage that flies at you fast.
And in 10% on top of that. I think people see 10% and think it's not a big deal, but it is. If you look at the damage numbers, that 10% adds up.
I said it last week and I'll say it again. There's a difference between having 1 health and 0 health, and I know that sounds pretty obvious, but 0 health, you have a down penalty. 1 health, you're completely fine. And that extra 10% damage might be enough to bring you from 1 health to 0 health.
Look at this ballsy. Look at that ballsy evolve.
Right, he's going to get caught.
He's
absolutely getting caught. Trapper just 40 meters away, and they're going to try to throw this dome as tight as possible. Throwing it at the wall as tight as possible so most of the dome actually lands outside of the map. And we're seeing 3 flame.
I think he has a loop. I think he has he can run around up top.
Doesn't really matter because Abe is going to go down and the dome is offline.
And he's out. He's taking his strike and piecing out. He's not going to lose health on this one.
Yeah, the Trapper very often. Man, this guy's in a lot of trouble. The LV getting grabbed by that plant right there. I thought that was actually a Venom Hound, but he did get grabbed by a plant. And Source is actually going to make it to the relay before the Hunters do.
He is. And right now, we're Abe's sitting on 2 strikes, correct? Or is it 1?
Abe's got 2 strikes right now. Val's got 1. Abe on 2, Val on 1, and Source is going to be able to beat the relay before the Hunters even get here. And the thing is, they're going to have to use their jetpack. Oh, no, they're actually taking the higher route right here. But if they would have taken the lower route, they would have had to use their jetpack to get up this platform, and Source could have gone in on him.
He's trying to lay a little ambush here. He's trying to lay a little ambush.
Yep, giving up about 4.5 bars of armor for the element of surprise.
Here it comes. Oh, I was expecting a leap smash in.
And the thing is, there's that leap you were talking about, and he's out. Shield drone was not ready, and he just capitalized on that. Shield drones weren't down, stasis nades weren't down, and the Hunters were not prepared to heal up the Trapper.
Just took out the shield drone and 2 of them in 1 charge.
Ow, and there goes the medic. Val is down right now. Under a little bit of fire here, Assault might go down next. There's that personal shield, but he might dip out and try to go for Jesus. Jesus, save the Hunters! Holding the rock.
Oh, waiting.
If that hits, oh, the connection. If the shield also would have gone down at the same time, that would have been amazing. That was a great rock right there. Good throw. Whoa, Jesus! Jesus under attack right now. Unfortunately, couldn't get away, and that's Jesus down. Source taking home the 2-0. Team YP is up at least 3-0 in the series.
Man. That you know, I got to give props to Source. You know, you can tell that he had a little showmanship going on there. You know, like the way he was playing, he was trying to keep it interesting.
Absolutely. Goliath, I know, isn't his most played monster, but he's still bringing it out to go for Evolve Cup number 37. Everyone in the chat, thank you guys for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with us. I will be giving away that code in just a little bit right after the game's end. So if you guys want your chance to win, you already know what to do. We're waiting for the update from Seeds. Seeds says YP's Hunters did win a game, and Source just won 2 games, so it's currently 3-0.
Yeah.
And that may have been the last match. We'll see.
They have to do one extra match, correct, for the matchmaking, according to ESL?
It's first to 4, best of 7. So I believe they only have to play 4 matches, but I think if they want, they can play the final map as well, because they pick 3 maps.
Yeah.
So I think they only have to do that if they want. I'm actually not sure what the fine print in ESL is for that.
Sure. So I think we had some fun games today, and like I said, I really hope JSMS keeps at it. I think they have a lot of potential there. I've seen Mini as a player really grow, through his games. When we had him on our team way back when we had the Xenomorphs in the ESL, Mini was still a fresh player, still trying to learn his roles, and Mini, believe it or not, is a phenomenal support. I actually think that is his best role.
Of course, Mini now playing for JSMS. Let's see how they're doing. I'm just waiting on word from Seeds. And let me ask Source if they want to play the final map. Let's see here.
Because I would most certainly love to see another matchup here.
Yeah, I want to see if JSMS can take it to them. They're doing their best right now. Of course, JSMS is the underdog, but they are still a respectable team. They performed well in TGL yesterday, taking the number 6 seed. Yeah, they took the number 6th seed in TGL just yesterday. The teams confirmed for TGL are the Dildozers in the 5th seed, JSMS in the 6th seed, and in the 1st seed we have Team YP, followed by TPA, followed by, I'm going to use air quotes here, Eyes on You. And I don't know what's going on with them. Riku, of course, isn't playing anymore.
Yeah.
Cyril and Amy Bot are on NDG. So I'm not sure what's going on with them. But Eyes on You has the 3rd seed, in air quotes. And the 4th seed, of course, is DT. I almost said Deploy the Pitcher, DTP, my team. It's actually DTR, Defend the Relay. My team is not DTR. My team is DTP. But DTR is the 4th seed. And that's because it's pretty much their tournament, and they spent $500 to get the 4th seed in their own tournament. But they generously donated the prize pool in TGL, so great.
Which
great on them.
the prize pool is up to what,
$750, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
It's a lot of cash.
I happily kicked into that. I love the concept. I love the people behind it, the way they're organizing it. It's a phenomenal event, and I do believe there's 2 seed positions still open. Correct?
Yeah. So next Saturday, I believe that is November 21st. November 21st, if you want a cut of the TGL prize pool, you can play through the open bracket. It's the last open bracket, so it's your last chance to grab one of the last 2 slots, seeds 7 and 8. The open bracket last match is going to be November 21st at, I believe, 12 p.m. PST. You can sign up at thegentleman'sleague.net, and if you get in, you get to play in the actual closed tournament with 8 teams, and if you win, you get your cut of nearly $2,000, and that's a solid amount of money to get for playing video games.
Yes, sir. And I'd like to say, if anybody is interested in getting into competitive Evolve and you're not sure where to start, feel free to message me. You can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on the stream. I will gladly help walk you through the process. It can be a little tricky registering for ESL. Gentlemen's League is just an open registration, correct?
Yeah, Gentleman's League right now is open registration. You go over to thegentleman'sleague.net and you go to their little sign-up page, sign up your team, get your team members' names in there, play in the open bracket, and then the tournament is going to be closed. So you have to win the open tournament to get into the closed section of TGL.
Right
4
on.
teams were invited. 2 teams have won in the Open so far, and there are going to be 2 more teams who are going to win in the Opens to go into the closed tournament. And those 8 teams are going to be the best of the best. We've already invited 4 of the best, 2 JSMS included. Team YP and JSMS, who are playing right now in ESL, are both in TGL. So we're going to have the best in the top 8 TGL. And we'll be casting every week. On Saturdays TGL, Saturdays are TGL, Sundays ESL here on StealthShampoo, so be sure to stay tuned here on StealthShampoo for all your ESL content, as well as I got TGL happening on the Gentlemen's League's Twitch channel, although sometimes the Gentlemen's League show matches or whatever, maybe just some unofficial matches with the TGL rule set are played here on StealthShampoo, so be sure you guys follow the stream so you guys are always able to stay up to date on what's going on.
Yeah. And for those who just came in or don't know about the TGL rule set, it's cool. It's cool. It allows bans for monsters, 1 ban. It allows bans for hunters. And they have a carefully selected map pool that was selected with input from TRS, from pro players, and from the people organizing TGL.
And from I got to pitch in for the map pool just a little bit, but I basically just sat there and agreed on everything. Yep, orbital drill, like it. I think I was actually the one to pitch orbital drill going first, so that might be my fault.
So, but no, it creates an awesome dynamic. It shakes the meta up. I know a lot of people's complaints about Evolve was the meta, but between TGL rules and Turtle Rock continuing to balance and patch and release content, a lot of free content too. We have Val, we have Blitz Markov coming. You know, the meta is going to continue to shake up a bit.
All right, so we're hopping in here on Fusion Plat. We are playing the final map. Regardless of the score, it is currently 3-0 in favor of Team YP. Source has won 2 games. I know the YP Hunters have won 1 game. So it's 3-0 right now as far as I know, but regardless of the score, we're still going to play this last match. And by the way, I am going to put the chat in sub-only mode, so if you're a subscriber or a mod of the channel, you are still able to chat. Just getting that thing taken care of. Unfortunately, we do have some bullshit view bots and spam bots in the chat right now, which I can't really handle, so we are going to put the chat in sub-only mode. You are still welcome and available to chat if you are a moderator and or subscriber, although if you are a general viewer, unfortunately, if you're not a subscriber, you can't chat right now. And that's just to control the spam that's going on in the chat right now. I will be I hate view bots. I'm not the one doing it to myself, obviously. I very often speak out against them. And we are being view-botted right now and spam-botted, so I will be talking to my Twitch manager after the stream, and they're going to get that fixed. Don't worry about it. But for right now, we're going to go into sub-only mode.
View bots are unfortunate, you know, and the only person who ever benefits from them is the view bot company. You know, a lot of people assume that with streams, the view bots are going to make a difference. But the truth is, acquisition isn't the deal. It's retention. It's retention.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you know that.
Yeah, you can boost your channel up, but if you don't have good content, a good community, it's not going to help. So it's sad when I see people trying to do that or attacking others with them to hassle them.
And I've spent 2 years building my Twitch channel from the ground up, and I've earned every single view that I've got. Worked really hard for it, and I want everyone else to do the same. You know, those little guys down there who I try to raid and I try to help out smaller streamers very often. Those 1 viewer, 2 viewer guys. Sometimes they're even pro players, and I know them and I like them. I'll send them a raid. I'll help them out, and that's a great way to gain viewership. But not by view buying. That's not cool. So I'm going to put the chat in sub only mode just for now, so that my subscribers can continue to chat. But the view buying stops, or
that's one thing that's
spams.
Great about the Evolve community is there's a lot of support among casters. You know, I know a lot of the other casters. It's not a competition to see who can get the most viewers. There's a lot of just friendly, relationships and a lot of help there. And like I said it about getting a team, but if you want to get into streaming, talk to me as well. I absolutely would love to help people get into it, and I do have a resource people can use to help get started. I run a website.
Yeah, so get in touch with SuperbadJuJu at SuperbadJuJu on Twitter if you guys want to perhaps get a team together for ESL, TGL, or even just to play Evolve. If you guys just want to sit around and chill and play games with your friends, or find some friends to play games with. Anyway, we do have a match going on here. Source TV, once again, on the Monster. This match may be inconsequential as to who wins ESL because they are up 3-0 Team YP. Wow, really early dome right here.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
But we are playing this match for fun anyway.
Do they know where he is in the dome? That's the question.
I am not entirely certain. He is. Oh, got ambushed by Torvald right there. Torvald going in, but Torvald's the one ambushed right now. Jesus, make the save. JSMS has really turned their Hunter comp on its head right now. We got Laz Cabot in the game.
What? This is kind of confusing to me, in all honesty. I mean, usually you want that heavy punish when you have a Lazarus and, you know, some way to lock him down further. And this is a team comp that I don't see often.
Yeah, Laz Cabot, of course, the glass cannon. Someone is going to go down. Laz is healing much, much lower than, say, Val or Kyra. Cabot has no shields whatsoever, so this is all damage. Someone is going to go down, and it's up to Cerberus to get them the pickup.
Did you see the wildlife had somebody back there? Oh, he's got the damage amp going, but I'm not seeing anything connected.
Yeah, not to mention the mortars are devastating to pair together with the damage amp.
Yes, sir.
The mortars are absolutely ridiculous. And the thing is, the mortars are bursty. They all hit at once. So Cabot can put that damage amp on, amp the mortars, put it away, and then start firing the railgun for maximum damage from the support as well as the assault. Whereas if you're running Markov, you got to keep the damage amp on as Markov empties his lightning gun.
Sir.
With Torvald's mortars, bam, hit, and damage is dealt. Cabot on the railgun.
Absolutely, absolutely. What does it say about solid almost 2.5, 3 bars if you get clipped by amped mortars?
Yeah, it's painful. It's very, very painful. I can tell you that. It's something you don't want to stand into, but Source taking the stage right here. Actually kind of close to the Hunter squad.
He's been ballsy with his stage ups. Maybe the fact that he's going to be having 25% armor after the Evolve has boosted his resolve,
confidence,
I guess.
Yeah. The Trapper is going the complete wrong direction, but the Assault is right on Source, who took 2 rock, 2 flame, 1 leap, 1 charge. And see, notice, I said this earlier, he's putting more points into flame, and he's doing that so that the Hunters are more revealed when they are cloaked. We have 2 Hunters who rely heavily on cloak on this team, Laz and Cabot. So he's putting more points into flame and more points into rock, so he can guard bodies with the rock at range.
I want to see how they interact with Laz and Cabot. You know, when you have that, you need to carefully communicate and time your cloaks so that you're not both cloaked at the same time.
Yeah, of course, keeping Laz alive is paramount to making sure that this team is successful. Rock going out, and that's probably going to make connection. Yep, does scratch Crow up a little bit, and the leap follows up with the leap and Crow down.
Wow, perfect combo. You see that? Rock to leap to fire. Done.
Leap to higher elevation as well.
But Laz is going to pick him up. He's not going to stay around and let Laz get him up. He didn't want to mess with them with 2 bars of armor there. I think he wants to go out and get more, come back.
Slight amount of health damage. We did see a couple of charged shots on Source landed right there. Unfortunately, Crow did go down. Let's see what we got for the perks. I'm going to make some predictions real quick.
Okay.
Damage, capacity. I have no idea what he's running on Laz. There's so many perks. Let's say damage reduction. Cooldown.
I'm going to go cooldown, yeah.
And then I run reload on Laz, but I'm going to say DR on him. I haven't seen Laz get attacked yet, so I'm not sure. And then we have Cabot reload and Crow, let's say movement speed, but I think DR would be a good pick as well.
I agree.
DR.
Oop. All right.
Health regen on Laz and Cabot. Wow, and quick switch on.
That's OG, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty rare to see Laz is still running health regen. But of course, quick switch on Torvald. Quick switch on Torvald. He ran quick switch last round, so of course he's going to run quick switch this round.
That must be his thing. Which is surprising. I mean, I guess, I think it depends how confident you are in your Torvald, you know? Like, I've ran quick switch before on him because I'm not the best Torvald, and for me, that extra capacity doesn't help me as much because I'm missing a lot of them. Whereas quick switch gives you more of an opportunity to get damage in, more consistent damage.
Yeah, spend less time charging up those mortars, switching to your shotgun, and more time sending them out. Right, under attack right now. His team's got to get up there.
He's isolated, too. He's pretty far ahead of his team.
He could have got pounced and beat up, but Cerberus would have been in there with the Laz glove. The thing is, Torvald's taken down, the punish is greatly reduced. Let's see how our Trapper is cut around here.
I got to give Cerberus props. You know, Cerberus has been a viewer of my channel for a long time, and, you know, he said earlier, he's like, listen, I'm not pro-level player, you know, but I want to get in there, and I want to learn, and I want to have fun.
Yeah, he's trying to do his best, and unfortunately, it looks like Assault is down. Well, I looked away just to my messages for a moment. Assault went down in that short amount of time. The dome is up, and they better not let him eat the body. That's what Cabot's good at, though. Yep. Don't got line of sight, wallbang.
He's got a good choke point there, but it's a little narrow. I'm not sure he's going to be able to exploit it.
Body is... Wait a minute. What in the world? I think Torvald might have fallen through the map. He's 800 meters away, 900 meters away. I think Torvald may have fallen through the map.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That is an unfortunate glitch. Doesn't happen very often anymore, but when it does happen, it happens when Laz is on the field, doesn't it?
Do you see what he's doing, by the way? He's turning his back to make headshots tougher. If you watch him, he turns his back. And that's something he talks about in his Kraken video when he's joking around, but it's a good strategy. It's a good strategy. Turn your back.
Yeah, he doesn't have a piece of cover over here, so using his back as cover is the next best thing that Source can possibly do. And he does see Subaru in the dome right now. Ooh, he's a little pinned right now. Better dodge that rock cloak. But the flame is going to set him on fire, and he's going to continue to aggro on him. That's medic down.
Medic down. So, looks like, they're dropping domes down. They're going to split, it looks like.
There's that rock I was talking about.
No!
Guard from range. Does get the res, though.
Does get the res. So we got one strike now on Lazarus.
Someone save Jesus! Jesus under attack right now. Subaru a little bit low. He doesn't have his cloak ready quite yet and gets charged down.
I think this is the end right here. Who's he damage amping? That's what I want to know.
Unfortunately, there's not really any extra damage coming out. Crow is the only one to fire when the damage amp is out. Torvald's not here to punish. Source is taking a lot of damage, but he knows he can take it because he's just going to finish off the game. Ooh, the tree blocking the rock a little bit.
Yeah.
LV still taking a hit. Flames going out, and that's going to finish him off. Source is going to be 3-0 these Hunters, and they did just win on the other side at least one Hunter game, so the score is at least 4-0 in favor of YP. They are taking home ESL Go for Evolve Cup number 37.
It was an interesting team comp pick there. I don't know if it was just a matter of, practice or if sometimes, team comp, the best pick is the one that you're the best with. It's not always the comp itself. I've seen people say, oh, yeah, I know Kyra would be better in this situation, but I'm better with Lazarus. And sometimes that's the case. That's why you see these weird comps.
You're not only a strong player for being able to play a certain monster or, say, Val or a certain medic, but also being versatile is important. Per situation, per map, per monster, per person you're playing against, because not every Kraken, not every Goliath even plays the same.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I'm going to put the chat into slow mode.
Sounds good. Sounds good. That was just the coordination on them. I feel like that game, JSMS, could have used a bit more coordination. The assault was often ahead of them. And I know they have the safety net of Lazarus there, but with someone as aggressive as Source, he's going to hang around. I love Source's play style. He's one of my favorite monsters to watch, especially he has a stream as well. And he's just the pressure that he keeps up is enormous. He is not someone to flee. He's someone to turn around and keep you on your toes, keep you scared. And his turn your back strategy, I see him employ it all the time. And in some ways, it's almost like a taunt. It's almost like, just turning my back on you. Yeah,
I feel like it actually may have evolved. I hate using that pun. It's been so overused. But that may have evolved from, I believe it was Conjugates' Ballerina Kraken. Ballerina Kraken, of course.
Yeah.
We first saw from our Kraken player, Conjugates, flying around, spinning around, trying to make sure they hit the limbs and giving them a really hard time hitting the Kraken's big ol' head. But GG to Source. I did just put sub mode back on. It looks like slow mode's not going to work because the spam bots are actually from multiple bots and not the same bot. So slow mode isn't going to work, but we will be using sub mode. So if you are a subscriber to the stream, you can still chat. I did just put sub mode back on. Slow mode unfortunately isn't gonna work. But congratulations to Team YP. They did take Go for Evolve Cup number 37 with at least a 4-0, if not a 5-0 or 4-1 win. I'm not sure what happened on Seeds' side, but we do have 3 wins from Source.
And it was nice of them to do that last game there, to give JSMS... Wait, am I... JMS? Jesus.
JSMS. Jesus.
Yes.
Team Jesus.
Team Jesus. It was nice of them to give them that game to get a little bit more practice in, and just for fun. All
right, I do have a report coming in from Seeds. It is 3-1 total, so I believe we have if I can do math properly, a 4-1 in favor of Team YP. So even though we did have a victory from Team YP, JSMS, the underdogs, still taking it home. And I'm going to play some approaching Nirvana in the background instead of
Ooh,
Aerosmith.
baby. You don't want a lot of Monster Cat?
Well, Monster Cat's good, but I'm going to play something a little bit different for right now. I have some approaching Nirvana in the background as we close out the stream. Thank you all for coming by the stream. I really appreciate it. Thanks for dropping by. Let's give away the code right now, actually. I'm going to have, just to make it as fair as possible, so I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Twitter, notifications, and I'm going to get on my screen everyone who tweeted. Let's see here.
And we appreciate everybody tweeting out and supporting Turtle Rock staff here.
Right.
Yeah, she needed it after the marathon. It's oof. I did a marathon once, and in my mind I was like, I'm fit. Doesn't matter. I can take it. You need to train for those.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not a drop in and have fun thing. That's a pain thing.
I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson.
All right. So just to make this as fair as possible, SuperbadJuJu, do you want to pick a number between 1 and 10?
Between 1 and 10?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with 7.
Everyone always goes 7. Okay, 7.
So it's a lucky 7,
Yep. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The winner of the code is Ray at OnePocketKid21. Be sure you follow me on Twitter, man, and right after the stream ends, I will be sure to message you. I'm going to send you a message. Let me know, dude, if you want a PS4, Xbox One, or PC code for Evolve Hunting Season 2. That's Lenny, Jack, Gorgon, and the medic and support, which haven't been released yet. You just want it, man. At PocketKid21. Be sure you follow me on Twitter so I can DM you your code. I don't want to tweet it at you. I'd rather DM it to you so people don't steal it. But we are going to head out, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming out, guys. I really appreciate it. SuperbadJuJu. So I'm not going to host him, but if you are watching and you are a real human being, unfortunately I can't host him because the bots are going to go over to his channel, but I do want to help support him. SuperbadJuJu is going to stream right now. I'm going to drop... Should I drop your link in the chat, or do you think the bots are smart enough to follow that?
I don't know. People here know me. I think it's just SuperbadJuJu on Twitch. I'll be going live in a couple minutes. I'm just gonna give him a verbal shout out. I'm not gonna host him, unfortunately, or the bots are gonna go over there. And unfortunately, I'm not going to drop his link in the chat because I'm not sure if the bots will follow that. But SuperbadJuJu is going to stream right after this. So I want to say thanks for coming out, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And let's show him a little bit of love. He's gonna stream Evolve right now. So if you are a actual human being, check your pulse, make sure you're still alive and all that stuff. You can head to his channel, twitch.tv/SuperbadJuJu. Follow him on Twitter, at SuperbadJuJu. Follow my channel as well, as long as you're a living, breathing human being, at StealthShampoo, as well as StealthShampoo on Twitter.
We don't want none of that Skynet shit going on.
Oh, yeah. None of them robots going on, taking over Twitch. But I have gotten confirmation from Seeds. YP wins 5-1. So congratulations, Team YP. I'm going to head out. Be sure to follow the channel if you guys enjoyed. I am head caster for TGL, so I'll be casting more TGL as well as ESL here Sundays on StealthShampoo. They start at 9 a.m. PST. Sometimes they move the time, though, so I'll keep you guys updated on Twitter. I will be here every Sunday with Go for Evolve. Carrying it on, Black A just did a great job, but I'm going to push on forward for him. Thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate the support, as always. Twitch.tv/SuperbadJuJu is where you want to go. Congratulations once again to the winner of the code. That is OnePocketKid. Be sure you DM me, man, and I'll get you your code as soon as the cast ends. Thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate it. Be sure to follow the stream if you enjoyed, and we are heading out. Thanks for coming, man. Any last words, SuperbadJuJu, before we...
Just wanted to thank you very much for giving me a shot to come on here, hang out with you, do a little casting, and thank everybody in the audience who came through, especially people from my stream who came here to support both of us here.
Yeah, and thank you to all the players as well. Team YP won. JSMS did manage to take game, and they're my new favorite underdog team. They got Jesus on the team. They tried their best. They 4-0'd NDG, for God's sake. And that was an amazing game to watch. Thanks for coming by. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an amazing set of series, and I'll see you guys some other time.
It's been real.
Outro screen up. Alright, I'm going to keep this running for about a minute and a half because of the delay. Or about a minute, and then we'll close it out.
Sounds good.